Shout out to you, brothers, man.
We locked in. We locked in. What's up? Peace to the chat. Another epic one. Let's get it.
Yo, let's get it. Let's get it, y'all. Shout it out to everybody out there. What's going on, Mikey? What's up, Jamel Saladin?
What's up, bro?
Bro, listen, bro. This one got me tight, Mikey B. I don't know if, man. I hate this one. I'm gonna tell you, I hate this one because I just asked this brother for peace.
I mean, nah, listen. I see where you're going with it. We're gonna review the video and we're gonna dissect it piece by piece. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we're gonna do.
We ain't gonna let it hammer down on them yet. We're gonna chop it in piece by piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But before we get to that, man, listen, man, everybody that's pulling up, please, man, on y'all way in, hit the likes button.
Hit that like button. Let's get it up.
Man. Hit the like button, please, man. Share and subscribe.
You know, we hit Hassan Campbell, Poppy from the Bronx. You know what I mean? He said he ready to, you know, to go back and forth on this topic, a great topic. You know, we bringing great content to the YouTube world. And, you know, we're going to go. You know what I mean? We're going to get it up. Okay, there we go. What up, KK?
Shout out to everybody
salute.
That's on the panel, man. Salam alaikum to my brother KK. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in right now, man. Frank Luciano, B-Lo, Joey Too Much, man. We see everybody that's tuned in, man. James Anderson, Ming E, G-Mac, 914, Tornado, everybody, Sincere Jones, Sadie B. Everybody that's tuned in, man, listen, get those numbers up, get those like numbers up, man. We got a very...
Make sure y'all share this. Make sure y'all sharing this, man.
We got
this going to be everyone tonight. You know what I mean?
We have a very, very good episode coming on tonight, you guys, man. It's going to be very epic. Please, man, tune in, man. This is very important. We're carrying on this conversation about who is credible. Which of the YouTubers are credible? This is a very, very serious topic. We're gonna keep it very professional. We're gonna build, but at the same time, we're gonna dissect the video from our counterpart, Mr. Hassan Campbell. We got a lot to talk about, Mikey, man. What's your take, man? Before we get into the contents of it, Mikey, man, we got a lot to talk about, brother. We got a lot happening tonight.
Yo, this is my take. My take is this: the credibility issue. Somebody mute yourself. That's you, KK?
KK, can you mute yourself, please?
Yeah, the credibility issue is a good one. It's a great topic. I see a lot of YouTubers talking about us and not using our names. You know what Destiny Sal said? Say my name, say my name, say my name. You know what I'm saying? Say our names. You know, we bringing great content to YouTube and it's showing. They're hearing about it. They're getting the message. They're getting the word. And that's what we're here to do. This is what we're here to bring. Not a bunch of nonsense. All right, we like to joke around and play like everybody else. But when it's time to get serious and talk about real topics, that's what we do. That's how we got here, you know, and that's what we do here.
Listen, if y'all just pulling up, man, please, man, again, hit that like button, man. Let me look and see where we at right now, man. It should be no reason, man, why it's 52 people in the chat, man. Hit that like button, man, please, y'all. Let's go, man.
Jamel. Here we go, KK. What y'all got to say on this topic, man? Come on, talk to the people.
One of the things I wanted to say, the reason why it was so important, and I don't know if we stressed enough about just when we started the credibility thing, it's about like right now what's going on in today's culture and how our youth and how our people are being led and what's the content that they're actually taking in. And this is becoming a very serious thing because you got so many people who take anything on YouTube as gospel. They'll take things as truth. They'll modify their lives. They'll start beefs. They'll get into huge arguments and start things over things that were said on actual YouTube by following certain podcasters or whatever they label themselves as, journalists, whatever. I mean, this already was the story with the news, with propaganda. That was already a big thing, and people were just jumping off everything. So now it's kind of being exacerbated even more when you have everybody feeling like they can report something or they can tell something that they either have no knowledge of, don't know the parties involved, or whether it be cloud or whether it just be they just want likes or they feel they get a certain type of power because their numbers is up on a their subscribers is up, whatever. We don't know. But I think it's not just growing and developing ourselves, not just improving in our lives and trying to help our people out. But one of the things is when you do that, sometimes you do have to point out other truths and wrongs with others. And sometimes it's a hard job and we don't even like to really delve in it. But when it's put out there like that and we know people can actually be hurt by it, or we actually know the people ourselves firsthand, then it becomes a thing whereas we have to respond, we have to tell the people what's right, and bottom line, just keeping it a buck all the way around the board, all the way around the board.
My thing
Listen,
is,
it's 63, it's 66 people in the chat. We only got 24 likes, y'all. Please hit that like button, man. Make them likes button go up, man. Y'all already know, man. This is something that is epic. It should be no reason why y'all coming in here and those like buttons are not up. Pardon me, Jamal. Excuse me, my brother.
No, you good. You got a house clean, you understand? First of all, shout it out, Mikey B, Moshe KK, man. I love y'all brothers, you understand? We can't be we can't be afraid to say that. We have to make that a comfortable thing to say. Yo, I love my brother. You understand? Why I love my brothers. I love my brothers because they were willing to put and sacrifice their walk. Y'all could have easily got up here with the reputations y'all have and clout chasers and run it up, as they say, right? We could run it. Y'all could have ran the bag up. You understand? KK, you come from a family. You could have used that alone. You could have just used that. Man, the combination of what you had going on, y'all could have just ran it up. So when we see it and I look at the integrity of you guys and I say, oh, okay, we got some serious brothers right there. I see the choices that they made and they didn't choose to make. Okay, I respect that. Here we talk about integrity. We're not getting into in credibility yet. Okay, then what I see is no system could run. And I'm speaking to the audience right now. So hear me out, everybody out there. No system can run without organization and some type of processes. You understand? Once you start working, they're going to throw something at you called SOP, standard operating procedure. You need standard operating procedures in which everything uses, whether it is gang culture. I learned about gang culture in the 90s, maybe 92. And the first thing that brother in Westchester, Mount Vernon, New York, and the first thing the brother was so happy that he had joined the Bloods, right? The Bloods wasn't big. I knew nothing about it. I was very surprised he was even a Blood. And he had a booklet he whipped out and he said, yeah, these are the bylaws and these is what I'm supposed to remember. And I never forgot that. I never forgot that from this dude because he was so excited that he was part of something that had rules. You understand? So that I just took that from the gang side, but we could apply this to business. We could apply this to society. I always say that the black market business is $1 billion business. If you guys are out there and you doing street business, I don't never shoot y'all down. Y'all never hear me say, yo, don't go do this. What I tell you guys is that there's consequences to things that you do. So if you know you're doing something that's gonna hit, that if you get caught, it's risk to reward. Okay. If I'm gonna do something, I might catch 20 years behind this. Okay. Yeah. That's what I say to you guys that's out there. That being said, you guys came up here and you seen that there were certain processes missing, right? So you say, whoa, first of all, in order for this to run and this is affecting our community, this process is out of place. We can't not have people just come up here and say reckless things about someone that they don't even know, y'all. Listen to me, y'all in the chat. They don't even know from a hole in the world. In the wall, but what they know is their reputation. They know the reputation, so I'm gonna speak on the person just because and act like I know them, and not guess what? I'm not even gonna speak about them in a good light. I'm gonna speak about them recklessly. And these are the things that you brothers came up here and you said, all right, because we do have a reputation and we have experience in that life, and we actually know these people. This is what we're gonna do. We're not endorsing that, and I respected the way you guys did it because it wasn't over dramatic. It was very articulate the way you guys did it on all levels so that everyone can understand. All right, listen, y'all. Let's start here. Is this credible? Is this credible? And the research that you had put into the Bullets Gotti versus CK argument was outstanding. So I had to do a reaction video on it.
Right, Mike.
You understand?
Yo, that's the whole thing. Before we get into the content, the actual content that Hassan Campbell posted, I just want to give y'all a little background on Hassan Campbell and how we locked in, how we actually sat down and vibed, and how we were going to come at this topic. First of all, he posted a good video. I would tell y'all to go watch it. It's a good video. It's great content. I'm not going to say it's not good content. We all content creators. We brought the whole credibility issue to YouTube. We had put Hassan Campbell's name in it, Whack 100, Charleston White. Not to clout chase, we took it as we always going to use some of the guys that we view, that we listen to, that we watch, and it has big names. They have some clout and credibility on YouTube. They do. They have a lot of followers. So of course, if you have any type of celebrity, then we're gonna talk about you. We're not gonna always come at you in a comical way or to belittle you or downgrade you. We always looking for points that can big the community up, and we can come up with some real answers. So that's the number one thing that we did. That was the perspective that we were trying to hit with the credibility at all. We're gonna get y'all ready. Y'all ready for us to get into the video so y'all can watch some of it? We can go from there and we can break it down from there. Y'all ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. But before you say that, Mikey, you mentioned something, and I want to say the first time we did put up the credibility issue, part one of the series, we never mentioned Hassan Campbell by name, nor do we mention Charleston White or any of these individuals by name.
I think we spoke of them briefly. I think we spoke not on Hassan Campbell. We didn't say anything. We should have covered him more in that, being that we had posted his face on there.
No, so what we did do, however, was that we used an image, and the only image we used was an image that was taken from one of his live page. So this needs to be clarified. So we didn't state anything about whether or not if he was non-credible or whether or not if he was credible. We were asking a general question that we wanted to pose out here to our community as to whether or not you guys out here can ask yourselves the question as to who is credible in your eyes. So we started the discussion to get feedback as to who, in your opinion, is credible, and we define what credible is to us based on our experiences. So other YouTubers can put what they feel is credible based on their experiences and things like that, and it wouldn't invalidate that. But we're just coming from our perspective. In response to that, Hassan Campbell basically made a video, and his video was in the vein of what we basically came out with, and he titled it credibility. But it's obvious within the body of his video that he's addressing us. So this is where, pardon me, Mike, I want to just provide further clarity.
That's great. Great background. So we're gonna get into this video now. Y'all brothers is good, right?
Hold on, because let me look and see how many likes we got, Mike. Because this is epic right here, man. It should be no reason why they're not coming and hitting that like button, man. Come on, man. It's 87 in the building, man. Come on, man. It's 56 likes. Come on, man. Shoot it up to the sky, man. Come on, y'all. This is what y'all been asking for. We want
it's only 56 likes, man. Hit that like button, man.
Hit that like button, man.
Y'all gotta hit that like
button.
Why
we doing this, man. Because we're gonna dissect this. We're gonna break this video down.
Y'all gotta get that like button up. Come on.
We're gonna break this thing piece by piece, and we're gonna give you guys an opportunity to be able to hear exactly what the facts are, so that nobody's misled in this regard. All right. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. I see all y'all that's here. G Mac, man, Yak, Chicago's finest, man. We seeing some brothers pull up, man, from the Midwest. Jay Renee, we see you, sis. Prison Riot Radio. Yeah, man. We definitely
shout out Jay Renee.
Yeah, shout out to Jay Renee. We see Sister Nashawn Clay up in there. Make sure y'all go to their channels and subscribe as well. Please hit the like button on what they pushing out as well. You ready, Mikey? Y'all ready?
I mean, yeah, we got where them likes at? Let's see what them likes is at, man. Hold on.
Likes is looking like something, man.
It's 92 in the building.
Things went up, man. I mean,
they went to 67, but we got to get at least 80 likes.
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on, man. This is easy. 80 likes, y'all. Let's go, man.
Let's get it to 80 likes. Let's get it to 80, and we gonna dissect it piece by piece. Y'all know how we do it. We locked in already. And if y'all don't know, y'all gonna learn today. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, but I'm not gonna lie, man.
Yeah.
I think, Mike, man. I think, you know, on a much greater level, Mikey. I think, and I'm glad that we kind of started this conversation. You know, because we're always in the war room trying to figure out, you know, on what ideas in our community overall we should be addressing. You know, and some ideas, Mikey would be like, nah, and KK, you know, we always go back and forth. And
Yeah,
stuff
we
like
be
that.
going back and forth. We be in a lab.
Yeah, we be in the lab. So obviously, you know, these are my brothers. So my brothers, and sometimes I could come up with ideas. They'll laugh at me. We laugh and we joke, and we just coming up with ideas that we think are the most pertinent, the most prevalent, the most relevant topics that we should be discussing in our community. Because overall, we have so many different issues that we could talk about. But we want to give you guys something that we think is of quality. It's necessary. It's needed to be heard. And we don't want to kind of keep reiterating the same thing, but if we believe topics are so popular that we know to keep revisiting, we're gonna keep going down that alley until you guys let us know, like, listen, enough is enough. Y'all done tap into that well.
Let me tell you something, bro. A credibility issue is good because we got some in our communities that work in our communities called credible messengers, right? They can't go talk to the kids and get the kids respect unless what? They're credible in them communities. So I'm not saying that anybody, the whole thing that the position that we locked in came from, and what we broadcast was, you don't have to be from the hood to talk about hood things. Do your research though. Do your proper research. You can't talk about, you know, if somebody's telling, if you ain't got the paperwork, do your research. And we was talking about black journalism as far as people holding black journalism to a different level that you hold other people to. You want to see me in the hood because I do a story on you, but if they put you on Pix 11, you ain't gonna look for Katie Chung or whoever's up there.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, they don't get threats and all that stuff. But being that, you know, we look like you and we might be close to you or from your neighborhood or somewhere around, we'll get different feedback than somebody else that just report news or just being a journalist, a blogger at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking to people that's purposely tearing people down or coming up here lying, because that's something totally different. But there should be a standard, like Jamal said. There should be a standard. There should be things that we take into consideration, and we should take the stuff that we do up here seriously. If we're gonna do it, we should do it right. All right.
And we got a whole lot of people accountable.
Let's see what these likes is at. Is the likes on 80? We
got
a whole lot of people accountable.
They at 75 right now. They at 75 right now. They got to go up, man. Come on, we need 5 of y'all to like this, man. I mean, we just not gonna be coming up here.
We need 4 more likes, man. It's 99 in the building. 4 more likes, and we're gonna get into this video. We're gonna get into the whole thing. Let's get it.
Let's do it, y'all. Come on, man. We could do better than that. Where's the support at? Y'all in the building. If the purpose of being in the building is the supporters, then why y'all even in the building if y'all not hitting?
We at 77. Come on, 3 more. Put your finger down. Put your finger down. 3 more. Y'all bugging. Let's get it to let's get it to 80, and we going up.
Yeah, that's a fact. And I'm glad that we're doing
it's
this.
Crazy because I see the conversations in the chat. Because it. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
Nah, go ahead, okay. Pardon me, bro.
2 more. Let's go, y'all. 2 more.
In the chat. And one of the things is needed though is having these hard conversations. And some dudes feel like it's uncomfortable. And you even see, I seen Rossi come on and shout out to little bro. And he like, yo, he even like respecting the credibility thing. And it puts a light to it as you
all right, we at 81, y'all.
You start looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Let's have this conversation.
That's right, Brooklyn Finals. We at 81. Let's get it.
Yeah, I agree, KK. I agree. All right, we at 81, Mikey. Blow Dollars Network. I see you in the building.
Okay, Smitty Brim, salute. Blow Dollars Network. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Blow Dollars, man.
Please subscribe to that, man.
That's
right, let's get started. Let's get started.
Let's our word. Let's get into it. Let's get into this video, and we're gonna dissect and go from there. Y'all ready?
We definitely ready, my brother.
Let's get it.
In the meantime, thank y'all for your comments in the chat, man.
Hold on.
We truly appreciate that too, man. We see what y'all saying in the chat. We trying to post everybody and everything. So forgive us if we don't get right to that. But thank y'all, man. You ready, Mikey?
Yup, hold on. I got them right now. Hold on.
Copy.
Here we go right now. All right, it's up. Y'all see that?
All right, let's get it. Let's do it.
It's up.
Take down the comment.
To a video where dudes is just taking shots at me and then mentioning my name, talking about credibility. And I'm listening to them break down their credibility. Let me say this respectfully, right? Let me say this respectfully. So you dudes, you go to jail for destroying the community, your own people, your own kind. Create a gang culture which furthers the destruction of the community.
All right, let's pause it right there.
Yeah, let's pause it right there. That's a great place.
You want to add on, Mikey, or you want me to start it off? What you want to do?
Hold on. Let me. They got a commercial coming on. Hold on.
Working on it. What's taking so long? I thought you.
All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let me skip the ad.
You gotta get that premium in your life, Mike.
Then come home to the internet. This YouTube, these YouTube streets, I created this lane. I made it popular for street dudes to want to be on the internet, to want to have an opinion. Y'all came behind me. Y'all liked my lane. You saw my lane. You saw my swag. And now you want to put your resume up against mine. So let's do that. Here's the rules, though. For me, when I want to show you my credibility, I'm going to show you high school diplomas of children that I raised that's mine and that's not mine. See, charity begins at home. He love, we love, bring it back up. Rewind. Let me rewind that again. Charity begins at home. So you dudes, you learned in jail that you could get a 501c3 going around giving lectures to other people, kids. But meanwhile, where's your resume with your children? You know, the ones that you abandoned because you wanted the street credibility. Your love, that love, you ever heard that song? Love should have brought your ass home last night. That love of that child that you pushed out, that woman.
All right, let's break down what we've seen so far. All right. Y'all ready?
Yeah. So
please.
So you want to set it off, Mikey, or you want us to? How you want to do this, man?
We can start with this. I don't have children, so I couldn't left. See, this is what we talk about credibility. If you're going to talk about people in these situations, you should really know them. I got an Instagram. I got stuff. I don't have kids. My brothers don't. My brothers don't have children of their own. We didn't leave children to the streets. We didn't leave children out here when we went to prison.
Mikey,
he was correct. Hold on. Oh, he was correct about us playing a part in gang culture in prison. That's correct. As well as doing the wrong thing as youths in our community. But we corrected that in prison, while in prison. We educated ourselves in prison, and we came out here. We all working in good jobs, and we work with the community. We all have jobs, and we all got our own business as well. Go ahead, bro.
Well, I mean, since you started there, I think it's important that first and foremost, I went to jail. I wasn't a father either. Can you mute yourself, please? KK, can you mute yourself? When I went to prison myself, I was not a father. So with respects to these facts, Mr. Hassan Campbell, I don't know where you're getting your information from. So not only was Mikey B not a father when he went to prison, but I wasn't a father when I went to prison as well. So I didn't leave any kids behind. However, being that we're talking about the facts and we're talking about credibility, I did, however, come home to a 15-year-old daughter who, I might add, has just graduated from high school and not has just graduated, but is on her way to college. All right. Next month, we are slated to, helping her getting her life together as my family and I travel down to get her down there in Miami as she starts her new journey in her life. All right. My daughter is a remarkable student athlete, passed all her classes, has a partial scholarship where she's doing exceptionally well. She's not in the streets. She's sheltered. She doesn't use drugs. She's not dotting. She ain't doing none of that. She's a good girl about to go to college. And her major is, I always get this wrong, but it's applied science and sports medicine or something like that. Applied sports exercise science, as my wife always likes to correct me. So I don't know what you're talking about in terms of raising our kids, in terms of it starting in the home, or we're doing a lot of work in our home. And it's a testament to the sacrifices and the successes of the children who are in our home. I'm going to just leave it at that for now. KK, I know you got something to say regarding that.
You muted, KK.
You're muted, KK.
Yeah, my fault. I was actually going a little different route because I got a little emotional when he was talking though. When Mikey started, and he started just really just understanding and going through this particular struggle. When somebody just put in check, going to prison doesn't make you credible. It doesn't. Damn sure it doesn't.
It doesn't.
I went to prison when I was a kid, bro. I was like, the thing the thing that just messes me up with just some people's thinking, right? I was 16 years old, right? I got shot in my head, right? Was arrested in the hospital. I went to prison from the hospital, bro. Right? I didn't know what was going on in my life at that time as being cute. Just turned 16, actually, right? Was running around the streets, following any and everybody because I thought they were, the guys to actually follow or whatever. And during that particular time that I was actually going through that, I didn't break, right? And the reason I say that is just to go into the credibility aspect. Even though how much I hurt, how pained I was, and even certain little ignorant things that I was actually going through when I actually started gangbanging and getting stuff, like, it didn't break me though. I kept looking to become better. And that's the actual point. Being able to stand up and go through whatever it is you go through in life, right? And keep on progressing, no matter what. No matter the odds against you, no matter being sentenced to 25 to life, no matter having to mature, right? Having to mature in an environment where maturity is not the norm, right? It's not the norm. Acting stupid, being foolish, being savage, that's the norm, right? So a kid trying to become a man, a real man, actually, under these adverse conditions that doesn't promote being truthful and honest, really, right? That doesn't encourage you respecting the next man, really. It's just like some of the stuff you had to do. You had to be basically an animal in a sense, right? In a lot of our instances, there's things that we had to actually endure and go through, but it didn't make me into something else. I'm saying it didn't turn me into a savage or somebody that's coming home to destroy something. It didn't turn me into none of that. And this is where the credibility part comes in at. Because even with all of that adversity, a child didn't turn into a monster, right? A child didn't want to kill even more, right? And sometimes people say things, and I love and respect that. Love and respect the workers. Love and respect the people that's out there doing their things, right? But when you look at those who actually been through something and came out on the other side, being able to smile, being able to do it, what Mikey B is doing, what Moshe is doing every single day, and I love these brothers because they go out, because they work in these organizations every day. They on the front line in the streets, helping people in the community on a daily basis. Me, I do regular stuff. I be doing entertainment stuff. I be here once in a while. We do little giveaway things, whatever. I'm at an event right now. That's why I keep having to mute myself. I have to step away from that. But every day these brothers is doing something, right? Even a brother here, like you, the brother teach, right? He does teaching in schools. So every day these brothers is giving back and trying to actually do something. So when we focus on that, instead of all this nonsense, this is what actually makes you credible. When you focus on the right things, when you keep moving forward and progressing no matter what. Like, I still don't know what it took me to get where I'm at right now. I don't understand, like, by the mercy of Allah, like, I don't even know how I'm here. How I'm still able to do that, laugh and smile and joke. And even though I don't have no children, I have 3 beautiful stepchildren who teach me stuff every day because they're smart as hell. Like, one of them with Colton, he be watching these tutorials and breaking stuff down with coding and games. Like, I don't know what he be talking about sometimes, but it's enlightening though to actually see that.
No, but you know what also too.
You know what I'm saying? My other stepson actually built the computer for me. Built one. He said,
Before
yo,
we
just
went
get a
into,
screen and a thing. So I'm gonna build the whole thing for you.
let me
Like,
add on real quick, KK, because, and I need to say this too, because
yeah.
it's something you just said, and I didn't mean to cut you off. I love you, my brother. I apologize. But when we all went into prison, not only were we young, we all three, the uniqueness of us, we came out married men.
That's a fact.
So in terms of the credibility factor, that means that 3 different women, for whatever reason, believed in us. Even when at times, I'm not saying we didn't believe in ourselves. I'm not going to go there and say that. I'm saying we had some tough times behind the prison wall, and our wives saw the beauty in ourselves because they believed in us and they invested the time in us, right? They stopped their lives so that they can come up to the visits, to come visit us all over the damn state, right? But let's get back to the matter at hand, because there's some issues that needed to be addressed. It's another issue in that video that he spoke about, Michael.
Yeah.
Let me get to that. Let's get to that. Let me
Well, hold on, because he mentioned about didn't he mention the issue of the gang part? So if I'm not mistaken,
you want to hear it?
Well,
Let's hear it.
Did he say that though already?
Jamal, what you about to say, Jamal?
Okay, so I went on live before I came over here, and I told Hassan, I'm gonna ask you, brothers, was you talking about him? Because that's how he starts off his video. Somebody sent him a link, and they was talking about him discussing credibility, this, that, and the third. Okay, so I think Moshe has answered that question, and Mikey B too. But Moshe straightened it out. When y'all first started this ordeal, y'all did not mention him at all. Okay,
No.
good. I just wanted to address my audience that I would do what I say once I got over here. I asked them, they addressed it, so I didn't have to ask them. We're gonna keep on talking. We're gonna keep on following.
All right, let's go back to this video so we can get some more stuff out that some key points that we needed to speak on. All right.
Yes.
Y'all ready? Here I go.
Yeah, we ready, brother.
Hold on. Let me just take that off the screen so it's easy for y'all to see. All right, let's go.
Out into the world, those children that you proudly abandoned. You left them for dead, for street cred. They come home bragging about.
You don't have
See,
children,
this is what
Hassan.
kills me about you jailbirds. Who stash everything where the sun don't shine.
Hey.
I could tell jail stories. I hate them. I can. I got brothers that's ready to tell their stories. and show the ugliness of what they went through being in the penitentiary to make these young boys understand that they don't want to go back. But you dudes learned how to get a 501c3. So you got a resume of what you want to do for somebody else's children, right? But if I sat up there and I asked your baby mothers, what did you do for your children? You abandoned them. You left them. But your credibility, you're trying to build up a resume with somebody else's child that you don't know. That's the problem with the quote unquote black community, the African American community. You know what the problem is? If every man took the time out to raise their children in their own home, if every man took care of their own responsibility, we wouldn't need to go out and take care of somebody else's kids. So you dudes learn how to get a bag.
All right, it's going into ads and all that. Go ahead. Was that the part, Moshe, or you want me to just find it?
Nah. I thought that he alluded to that point already. But
yeah, we ain't even gotta go through that.
You know, I thought that was the part that he spoke about in terms of the gang part. Well, he mentioned the prison part. So we know after doing research that Hassan Campbell, because he mentioned it himself, he went to prison for killing someone. Because he has a video where he apologizes to the mother of his victim. He also states that his actions led to 100 individuals. Let me read it. Quote: it says, and mind you, I'm reading from his video that he did. Hassan Campbell apologizes to the mother of the man he killed when he was 18 years old. And he was asked a series of questions. The victim of his crime was Dennis Taplin in Boston sector. When I did what I did, when me and Eric Bennett did what we did, we were young and we were surrounded. All we knew how to do to be wolves. The dudes we were beefing with was way older outside of Javon. Dennis Taplin was 28 years old when he died. I just turned 18. We have no business beefing. I pray that the family could forgive me for killing that man. I don't ever want to disrespect that man. All I knew was that I had to fight for my life. Did you bear the burden? Now the question was asked, did you bear the burden of knowing that you took someone else's life? He said, I bear the burden of knowing that there's about 100 dudes that looked up to me that took lives after me. So now Hassan Campbell blames us for being a part of the gang culture. And on the same video that you're making reference to, he's saying that we are gangbangers. But if I'm not mistaken, Hassan Campbell was also blood himself, correct?
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Now
right?
he's saying that he was blood. So he was a part
head with the headshot.
Yeah, so he was a part of the movement that he's then condemning individuals for. But before he even became a part of the movement, he himself admits that he already killed someone in his own community, and that 100 individuals who he had influence over, who looked up to him, also were engaged in activities that ultimately led to activities that were destructive behavior. So we can categorize it as being destructive behavior within our community. So how is it that Hassan Campbell on one hand can then say that he's admitting that he perpetuated destruction in the black community, that he was a part of the gang subculture and things of that nature, but he's condemning other individuals for being a part of the lifestyle themselves? Do we come up here and admit, Mikey B, KK, and myself, that we were a part of the gang subculture? Of course we do. Do we glorify it? No, we do not. Do we try to advise and uplift the youth today and warn them of the perils associated with that lifestyle? We do it all the time, right? Not only do we do it with the work that we're doing in our communities, but we do it when nobody else is watching as well. And I'm sure that to Hassan Campbell's credit, I'm sure that he's perhaps a great father. I'm sure that he is a great community leader and that he's doing everything in his power to try to help the youth as well. Our only concern is, why are you trying to then now use this as an opportunity to grandstand on us when you've done the same things that we've done ourselves?
It's all the same things. You went to prison, you came home, you came out, you got right. Same thing we did. Same thing we. And let me address something else, Moshe.
Yes, sir.
He says that we learned how to do 501c3s. I got 2 LLCs. I got 2 LLCs and a regular DBA of doing business as Hassan, for the record. I don't have a 501c3. I work for a nonprofit organization, but I don't have one myself. So you're wrong about that too. What about y'all guys? Either one of you have a 501c3?
I have a 503c that I started. I didn't go to prison though. I learned that out here, Hassan. But I just want to double back on the conversation that of the article you just read. There was no accountability there, Moshe. You said that the interviewer asked him a specific question. That was not an answer. That response. Okay. Do you feel any way about, do you feel sorry, whatever the way you said? I can't say verbatim about the person whose life you took. The answer that this guy gave, that wasn't a response. So now we're not only talking about credibility, we're talking about accountability. I'm going to throw that in the hat as well. So, but to answer your question, Mikey B, I have I paid for one business. After that, I figured out the person was getting me. They charged me $1,800. I taught myself how to do it after that, because I found out all you have to do is pay the state fees, and your best bet after that is to get a bookkeeper, y'all. Okay, since we're talking on the subject, your best bet is to get a bookkeeper, but we're not gonna go off of that. And that's the game I learned right there.
Well,
every LLC after that, I started myself.
Well, I'm gonna pass it to KK on this because I know this personally. But to Mikey's point, I don't have a Mr. Hassan Campbell. Neither do I. I don't have a 501c3. In fact, I only have an LLC. And I have to say this before I pass it to my brother KK. I hope that you're not somehow saying that while we were young and made poor choices and poor decisions like yourself, that is something wrong with trying to better yourself while you are incarcerated. Because what's wrong with learning about how to create and establish your own 501c3 while you're in prison, if that's the place that you are in? And what's wrong with learning how to start your own LLC while you're in prison, and then come home and then use that same LLC not only to empower yourself and family, but your community as well? All right. You give the impression that educating yourself is something harmful about that. Malcolm X did that. Malcolm X went to jail as Detroit Red and came home Malcolm X and became El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, but yet he's one of our most revered leaders. But why are you now condemning us for educating ourselves while we were in prison? And the only one amongst us three who actually has a 501c3 is my brother KK. KK, I'm gonna pass it to you because you have knowledge about this, my brother.
And for the record, I ain't got a 501c3. I got a 501c8, right? So
yeah, my bad.
one of these days I'll go into breaking down that particular aspects and tax codes, right? I'll go into that. But the thing I really had a problem with, just the thing with these, like, jailbirds. Like, content is good. Love when you big up people. I love that. You know what I'm saying? But now when you go into, like, you're making a mockery of it, like, just like your brother was saying, like, you didn't actually go through these particular things, and now, becoming a better person and individual. Now, this is where the credibility part comes to question, right? When you start placing blame or in judgment and trying to belittle someone or make someone look bad, right? Just because, without actually knowing them or what they're doing. This is why when we was talking, before we even came on here, this is why we was talking, and I was like, yo, bring them on. He was like, yo, bring them on. Talk. Like, hell yeah, talk. Let's do it. Because now, if we saying we about the same work, this is something my brother used to say to me, one of the elders used to say to me in prison. We always used to go to NOI class. It was mad of us in there, right? From different sets, religions, ethnic group, all different people in there, right? And one of the things, Bishman, shout out to Bishman, man. One of the brothers used to always say, like, yo, we say we stand for the same thing, right? So if we all stand for the same thing and we real about it, then why we ain't working together and building together then?
Because that's a false narrative. We outside in the community. We really on the front line. We not only on YouTube. We come on YouTube in the night and we got day jobs. We outside. We in the communities. I got a camp. I work with kids.
I'm about to show y'all what I'm at.
I got a fatherhood workshop. I work with KK with, but I got a fatherhood workshop I work with. And my story is good because a lot of kids that are in gangs, I can speak to that. My unique story can speak to prison, can speak to gangs, and to getting out of gangs as well, and everything that you'll have to face. So I have a unique voice in this matter. We know what our voice is. We understand it. My job that hires me knows it. So and we got to stop trying to push each other down for that. Of course, we went to prison. We don't come up here and glorify that. We come up here and tell people how to do the right thing and try to hook them up with. We done had shows on book publishing on WeLockedN. Y'all can check that. We done had shows on music. We have done music. Hood Love is my LLC, Hassan Campbell, if you didn't know. That's my LLC. I have Hood Love Records. I have Hood Love Entertainment. I have Hood Love LLC. I have 3 companies. I have book publishing. I have records, and I have entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we doing out here. So don't. And I got a regular job. And I'm a case manager. Coming from prison. That's right. Mikey B done came up in this world. And I'm doing the right thing. And I'm my example. I don't got to worry about the police kicking in my door. I got a house and I got 2 cars. Me and my wife, we got 2 cars parked outside of here. From doing the right thing. I ain't got to worry about nothing. I ain't come home. I ain't sell 1 drug. I didn't sell no drugs. I went to the BMW deal and I got that. I got that the right way. I had family and friends. I had good support from my family and friends. Shout out to all of them that helped me transition back to the community and the organizations that helped me get out of prison and helped me straighten out my life. And now I'm helping kids do the same thing. That's what we do, Hassan Campbell. We really outside. Let's get back into this video. Hold on.
Yeah, and I'm glad you stated that, Mikey. I mean, because it's important. A lot of times individuals will speak vaguely because he spoke ambiguously. But let's get back to the video. I apologize.
Go ahead. Keep going, bro. But I'm just saying.
I was just going to say that, because a lot of times what happens is
these
that
communities, bro. We really outside, bro.
Yeah,
bro. One of my jobs is to advocate. I done went to court. Judges done let. I was dudes case managers. Judges done let kids out of prison because I went and spoke to the judge. I went to Albany. Could you send a link to KK Moshe?
I just put it in the chat just now.
I'm advocating for the release to push bills for the release of Asian prisoners, for the clean slate bill that was just recently passed. I spoke to senators about that. So don't act like we ain't out here putting in the work, like we just running around the streets or some old foolish stuff. We ain't no buffoons. You can't categorize us with the rest of these dudes.
Out of everything that was just said, Bullets, that's all you heard him say, man.
You can't characterize us with the rest of these dudes.
I need to respond to that because I mean, when he was speaking generally, but he's trying to speak in tongue. If you wanted to address us directly, there's no reason to speak, with a forked tongue. Say what you mean and mean what you say. But the information that you're putting out there, Hassan Campbell, is not accurate. You mentioned individuals somehow being deadbeat dads when that's not the case, because 2 out of 3 of us don't have kids, right? So
I didn't leave my wife that was in prison with me for 15 years.
We came home. You mentioned the fact that individuals came home from prison, destroying their communities. Allegedly, you admitted to doing the same thing. You saying that individuals were a part of the gang culture. Allegedly, you were part of the same gang culture. And quite frankly, not when you were a part of it, I don't recall your name being amongst those who was trying to fight back within those individuals who were in the gang against the senselessness that they were propagating. So it wasn't like, you were this guy who was known to be the guy who's fighting against other gang members because of this ignorant ideology that they were perpetuating. Now, if you want to talk about that, that's my story, but I'm not going to get into that, right? We can go into a whole part of a story that you know nothing about. But go ahead, Mikey. We're not even going to get into that. But
let's go.
Let's go. Let's finish talking about this.
Like you care about the community. See, the black man's pain has become you gangbangers' hustles. Every day you're hustling. And then you think that I'm supposed to sit up there, right? So now that I'm supposed to prove to y'all that I got street credibility, we hate the streets. This is what you dudes that's getting on the internet, what y'all not realizing. Haas came to separate the village from you quote unquote real niggas. We don't want no parts of you. Y'all go over that way and go back to banging. See, because what y'all don't realize is there's more civilians trying to get their life together, trying to get back to the village, than you quote unquote real niggas trying to get street credibility. Salute. Shout out to the truckers. The truckers make the world go round.
All right. We have never called ourselves real ends up here. You might have heard us call ourselves Indugals. You heard? Real Indugals, you heard? But never real the other end, you heard? Just to address that. See, this is what YouTubers do. And this is the stuff that we're going to show y'all. We're going to break that video down, right? He says street credibility. Look at the old titles. Go back and look at, there was nothing in those titles about street credibility. He's making his own narrative of what we wanted, of what we said, and trying to create something that wasn't actually there. See, these are the lies. This is what messes your credibility up. It's a good video, but he's just wrong. When we talked about credibility, we talked about, are you able to speak to certain topics? We mentioned music, if you were actually a musician or you researched it. We mentioned a whole lot of different trades, basketball or other things. We didn't just talk about the streets. But
Yeah.
a lot, hold on, give me a minute. A lot of these people on YouTube choose to talk about gang culture and the streets, and they don't know nothing about it, like we showed with Bullets Gotti, or they're actually lying, like we showed with Bullets Gotti. That was the difference. He talked about those things, and we just said he was never part of those coaches. He was never part of those streets. He was never, and he didn't do his research. So you kill your credibility when you didn't actually live it or you didn't research it. This is where your credibility is shot. It was nothing. We wasn't asking dudes if they were street. We know.
Mikey B, hold on 1 second, because this is a show song, because we outside right now, right? Right? This brother right here. Tell him what you do, bro. It's at nighttime. We here today.
What's
Tell him what you
going
do.
on? My name is Blue, but I go by the name of Go Crazy Like Blue. And this is my homeboy. I am Chris. We also teach dance classes for like kids that are want to get out their comfort zone and show who they really are and their actual character. Because out of everything that they see on the internet, that ain't necessary. Like, do something else that's going to build your energy and show how you feel in front of people who most definitely care about what you're going through.
You got people, I don't even talk.
And watching as well.
I don't even talk like that. So when I dance, that's me talking.
Same here.
Wow.
I don't even speak. I don't make no other face or nothing. When I dance, it's a straight face. That's like, you know, I'm being serious. So
I see what this is. This is what we talking about with credibility, bro. And we talking about that was going on there. I ain't even have to say that to him, that what we was talking about, but he said it. Like, what dudes be watching on social media, what dudes be doing, bro, they be following behind that. Like, nah, we got to create different stuff for these young dudes to actually do something, bro, and get something done with their life, man.
Yeah, and that's not. And somebody put in the chat, and let me just kind of follow up what Mikey B said, and that's not to suggest. Again, we don't know if Hassan Campbell is in the community doing good for the community. Perhaps he is, and if he is, then kudos to him. Shout out. Hit the bro, hit your mute yourself, KK. Shout out to him or anybody else that's out there in the community trying to save lives. It's nobody who's going to come up on WeLockedN, at least my brothers for that matter, and we're going to put down individuals that's out there in the communities trying to save lives, right? That would be counterintuitive. It wouldn't even make sense. It wouldn't even, it would be foolish. So to Mikey's point, about what he mentioned in terms of, Mikey, you have mentioned the issue of the gangbang. No, that was another piece that I saw that Shayna had put in the chat about the gangbangers. What gangbangers is Hassan Campbell referencing? First of all, we're not in the gang, so we're not trying to go back into a gang.
Or he's just trying to, he's recruiting for the gangs now. He just said he was against gangs. Why would he tell people to go back to him?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, because he mentioned.
I think you don't want to just see. It's self-hate. What I see in Hassan Campbell, he has good talk. It's self-hate. You hate people that did the same exact things, because obviously our stories are similar. He was in prison. He was a part of a gang. He did the right thing. He came back out here and he's working good in the community. That's what we're doing. That's our story. I mean, we can look at it. We have, differences. From the Bronx, I'm from Queens, he's from Brooklyn. We're from different places. But in the bare essentials, the basis of our story is the same. I'm still with my wife. I don't know. He has a wife. He has children. We have families. We with our families. We have houses. We have cars.
Nobody mentions the fact that we're blessed, and that's another thing. We'll get to that part about him showing the amenities that he's been blessed with and things of that nature, and we'll get to that because that's another part of that. But he mentioned something about every day we hustling. Somehow like we're trying to pimp our people. Let me just say something regarding Hassan Campbell. And obviously you didn't do your homework or whatever like that. But the individuals who you're talking to, we suffered, man. We was on the inside suffering. All right. And it had nothing to do with cutting people and running around trying to slice other black men. I ain't never do that. I ain't never do that my whole time I was in prison. I never snuck up on nobody, cut them. I never walked up to nobody and cut them. I never did none of that. So that's not my story. All right. But if you want to talk about giving individuals books to read, when I was sitting in the box, 15 of those years was in the box, Hassan Campbell. 15 of those years of my 22 years incarcerated was in the box. Am I proud of that? Hell yeah, I'm proud of that. You know why I'm proud of that? Because I was fighting against white supremacy. I don't know what everybody else is fighting against. I can speak for Mikey B, I can speak for KK, and I can speak for a lot of others, but I don't know what a lot of other people was fighting against. I've been in Attica fighting against racism. I've been in Clinton fighting against racism. I've been in Comstock fighting against racism when the police up there was killing black people. And I wasn't getting nothing for but new bids, getting my butt beat in every jail I ever been in. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know that story of what you're talking about trying to pimp people to get some gain, to get some money in your pocket. I ain't have no money. I was in prison just getting nothing but box time. That's all I was getting. That's the true story.
What do you understand about us, though, Moshe, is I know we heard our names, but what he doesn't understand about us is that we educated ourselves in prisons. We had companies. We started our companies in prison. Yeah. We were smart. We don't have to pimp anything. We didn't need the structure. We were a part of it, but we didn't need it to excel in life, to get money, to have things. We never needed the gang culture for that. I got money before that. I was down with Desert Storm and Tribe Called Quest and getting money before I was ever blood, before any of that. And after that, and during that, I showed that when I started companies in prison and wrote books and published my books from prison. Didn't nobody in the gang do it. I didn't pimp anybody, or I paid for that. My family helped me come back to the community, my friends. And I used the resource of the community to come back out here and make a good life for myself. That's work skills. I got a great resume. I create resumes. If you need a resume, I could do a resume for you. These are skills that I learned in prison. I took programs. I didn't only gang bang and do stuff to people. I took programs. I took college. I didn't get a degree like my brother Moshe did in college, but I got credits. I took classes. So, some of the stuff that he speaks on about us, he just doesn't know us, man. But, yo, man, if it's your first time tuning in to WeLockedN, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. 200 in the chat. Where we at?
I just want to talk about the evolution of you guys, man. And me, myself, I like to get into the weeds of it a little bit. And I like to point out a little bit of detail. And I just want to point this out. Rikers Island is a county jail. It's not prison, right? And I want to be clear when I'm articulating this, not to give accolades that people that went to prison. I'm not up here bigging up people. Oh, that's not what this conversation is about, to be turned into some ignorant mechanism. But
yeah, nobody cares about that.
But there's different dynamics within prison and in a county jail that I want people to understand that could help shape a person's evolution. So when you're up here and you're gonna compare your bullet that you did in Rikers, or your 3 years you did in Rikers, to somewhere far away from your family, where it takes hours to come visit you. There's different dynamics. Your people, your support system is nowhere close to that environment. You're dealing with a whole different demographics of officers and correctional officers up there, and different systems that are put in place. It's different. That's what I want to say. It's different. So again, this is not an ignorant conversation, but I want to help paint the picture of that these guys were not in Rikers Island. They were somewhere else all over the state, and they grew up there. As KK said, he grew up.
Jamel Saladin, we were all kids, bro. So a lot of times individuals, somehow got this impression we was 34-year-old, 40-year-old men going back and forth to prison. We went to jail. We was teenagers. I was in my early, I was 21 when I got sentenced to 20 years. And I ended up subsequently catching other cases against officers when I was incarcerated. So a lot of times individuals are speaking about stuff that they don't have no knowledge of. You know, he's talking about the gang subculture from inside the penitentiary, but individuals don't know what individuals endured while they were a part of that. And I'm not glorifying the gang culture. I'm not glorifying prison, but that's a part of our story that we utilize to try to help deter other youth today from following in our footsteps. Now that's our story. We would be doing ourselves a disservice if we didn't come home and try to encourage individuals not to emulate the senselessness that we were involved in. It's easy to talk about this on a platform. You dig what I'm saying? But I work in Brownsville every day. You dig what I'm saying? I work in Flatbush. I work in Canarsie every single day. And these young bros and sisters that's out there, they caught up in the gang subculture, and it's ridiculous out there. Are we in these environments trying our best to try to come up with solutions for them? And it has nothing to do with trying to raise other people's kids. I thought that's what we were supposed to be doing. I thought that was the goal as adults, to somehow try to give back and want to help uplift our community.
It takes community to raise a child, right?
I don't understand why is it that we're doing that. And I want to comment, mention something else. And yes, to the brother, who mentioned that we're not going at other brothers. We're not going at other people. That's not what we're doing here. What we're doing is that individuals have platforms and we're stating the facts. This has nothing to do with that. And you mentioned the Quran. Of course, I know about that in the Quran. All right, I can. What is it in the Quran that you want to discuss that we're speaking about this? We have an opportunity to speak the truth. The Quran speaks about that, right? Do you know where in the Quran it speaks about that? So yes, we're talking the truth. We're speaking the truth. Am I not right?
Question. Yeah, he asked you a question. Reply to that. He asked you where in the Quran. Reply. Yeah.
I know one thing. Allah says in the Quran, since you want to quote it, Ya ayyuhalladina amanu taqullaha wa qulu qawlan sadida. يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد. All right, and the translation that is speak that which is true. Speak that which is true. So we have a right to speak that which is true. Of course, you speak the truth. All right, it's nothing wrong with talking the truth. We have a right to do that. But when lies are being propagated, we have an obligation to speak that which is true. All right. So to individual, in this case, Mr. Hassan Campbell, nobody's saying that what you're doing in terms of being a father, a community leader, if that's the stuff that you're doing, then kudos to you, brother. Kudos to you for being a leader within your family and your community and doing the right thing. Are we still gonna go to some more footage, Mikey?
Yeah, we could.
All right, because I know that he showed himself in his home and stuff like that.
We can go back into that. He talked about let me see where we at. I think this is a good part.
Yeah, we could perhaps go back to that.
Hold on. The ones that deliver the food, or rather that
children. Yeah, go to that. Because he mentioned something about teachers. He mentioned something about the food people. He mentioned something about the truckers, the sanitation people, and he mentioned something about the teachers. And the reason why that's important, I know, because I'm married to a teacher. My wife has been a teacher, for over 21 years. All right, just so you wanted to know that, Mr. Hassan Campbell. My wife, who I've been married with, married to almost 7 years, is a teacher for the Department of Education. Yes, she is. Just so you wanted, if you want a little background regarding that, she does an amazing job raising the babies as well. So is her job insignificant because she's, doing the same work that we're doing in the communities on a much different scale because the kids are a lot older? No, I don't think so. Everybody's playing their part in the community to try to help raise our babies. That's the job. That's our responsibilities. I thought that's what it was about. When you have knowledge of ourselves, we do our best to try to uplift our communities. We didn't take advantage of those opportunities that were in our communities, and we suffered as a result of that. But should we be further demonized by the likes of you, Mr. Campbell, because of the fact that we're simply asking a general question about who's credible and who's not? And why did you take such offense to such a question if we didn't even was not directing to you personally? You are a YouTuber. You are on YouTube, so it's a fair question to ask about credibility. We were not demeaning you or denigrating you in any regard. We're up here now talking about, if you are doing great things, and we commend you. So why would you take offense to something about just having your photo up there?
It gotta be self-hate though, bro, because
I don't understand that.
He doesn't know us personally. We not spewing no garbage up here. So it has to be just self-hate. He see us coming from the same position that he was in, the same lifestyle, the same communities, the same jails, Rikers Island, upstate, the same gangs. He was blood, and it's just self-hate. I guess he sees some of himself in us, and that's just self-hate. That's something he got to do. A lot of these issues, bro, people got to deal with their own issues, bro. And that's what I had to do when I was in prison, to come out here and be successful like I am now. I had to deal with a lot of issues, bro. I had a lot of issues. I was violent. I was uneducated. I lacked patience. I lacked let's get to it. I lacked patience. I lacked remorse. I lacked a lot, bro. And I changed my life. For me to it was hard to make those changes, man. I had to deal with some hard truths. I had to look deep and long into my own eyes in the mirror and really look into myself, bro, and really get into myself. So all of us that came from that lifestyle and made a change, I commend everybody that did that and that's out here being good examples for the next generation, bro. I commend everybody that's on that time. And I'm not saying, listen, guys that's on that time and that's doing what they want to do on the other side and inside that life, you want to do that, do you? I'm not mad. I'm just trying to help the ones that want to be helped. Just like in prison when we had our classes, right?
That's
you
right.
were in the class with me, Moshe.
That's right. I was in many classes with you.
We was in many classes together, and a lot of these dudes, big homies, came to our classes. You know what I mean?
Hassan said, "Drop the link." Hassan said, "Drop the link."
Yeah, just drop the link. We want to pull a brother. We welcome the brother to come up on here, man. Absolutely, man.
Now, as he's dropping the link, I do want to say something.
The link is in the chat.
The link is in the chat, Hassan. I do want to say something.
Back in there.
I do want to say something. What Mikey just said was astounding, right? The growth that he showed. But let's be clear, because not people reach out and they say, "Yo, Saladin, y'all talk about prison a lot, and I'm not from there." Guess what? The growth that we're talking about is not only for people that went to prison, man. We're talking about growth objectively blanket across our culture. This is what happened. This is evolution. Some of us got caught, and some of us.
Bronx is in the building.
There he goes.
Poppy from the Bronx is in the building. Yo, what's up, Hassan Campbell, man?
What's up, Hassan Campbell? What's going on, brother?
Let me see that waterfall, man.
What's happening, man? What's happening?
Yo, peace, man.
Bro.
Assalamu alaikum, man. How you doing?
Yo, peace, bro. What's up, man? We like your video.
Alaikum, bro.
You see our commentary. We glad you pulled up to speak for yourself, man.
Yo, Hassan, when you speak, can you speak again? Because we get a little bit of feedback, bro.
Give me a second. It's starting to rain out here, so I gotta move.
All right, nah, it sounded better, but all right, yeah, go ahead.
Let me see something.
Nah, you sound great now.
Yeah, I gotta
the Bronx in the building. The Bronx in the
rain. Starting to rain out here. I gotta move out the rain.
All right.
Let me see.
If y'all just pulling up for the first time on WeLockedN, man, please, man, hit the like button, subscribe, man, share with somebody, at least one person who you know who you have influence over, man. Please, man. The show here is definitely an opportunity, man, for you to gain benefit from. And you might know somebody who, again, you might have influence over that might also gain benefit. So please, man, please share this with somebody, man.
Yeah, Hassan, we ain't take anything from you. When we put you in the title of that, for one, we want to commend you because we know you from the streets. You were part of the coach and you came out here and you did the right thing. But the question that we had originally posed, it wasn't street credibility. It was just credibility for people that are really about doing the things they're doing on YouTube. Are they doing the proper research? Not saying if they were in a gang or in the streets or in music or in basketball or whatever, but are they credible with the content that they're creating? That was the question that was asked. I think he just tapped out.
Yeah, I think he just tapped out. He may come back in. Please, y'all, man, hit that like button, get them likes up. Get them likes up, man. Definitely, man. This is definitely an epic episode right here, man. Y'all already know what it is, man.
Yo, I mean, that's what's supposed to be about. We should be using these platforms to bring stuff together instead of dividing our community. This is what we're supposed to be doing. This is the work we're supposed to be doing right here. We ain't supposed to be on no bozo time and got to worry about something because you said the wrong thing on YouTube or some stuff like that. We're supposed to be bringing this stuff together, putting our money together, pulling up in communities and doing real work and help having real change. Everybody's supposed to be a part of that. And let me tell you something. Them dudes that's repping them different sets, they supposed to be doing that. They supposed to be on the front line. They know what it's, if you know what it's really about. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, we ain't doing nothing but what we supposed to do up here. We ain't doing nothing special. We doing what we supposed to do. And we were doing this in prison.
Absolutely.
So dudes can talk about other dudes and certain people, but we were doing this. My guys were doing this in prison.
Yeah. Yeah, and Hassan, I mean, and Jamel Saladin, you mentioned that about, and we don't want to give the impression, and that's often spoke about a lot. You know, we probably hear a lot of prison stuff a lot, and we don't ever want to get into the whole. I tell this to Mikey a lot, like, you know, Mikey, you know, I hate it, man. I hate the whole that we keep going back to the prison thing. But Mikey thing is it's a part of our story. It's just a part of our story, right?
Drop the link again for Hassan. I'm sorry. Hassan is asking to drop.
I'll do it right now. And that's just the reality.
I got it, Mo.
You got it, bro? Okay. And that's just the reality, right? So, you know, Mikey reminds me of that all the time, right? Right. Yo, Mo, this is our story. So we're not trying to like highlight prison. We're not trying to do that to give the wrong impression to the kids out. I got nieces and nephews, man. I don't try to encourage these individuals to come to prison. All right, there go Hassan right there. All right, pardon me, y'all. Okay, you want to take over, Mike?
No, go ahead. I mean,
now you were speaking.
Whenever he's ready, he can let us know. But you keep going, bro.
No, I was just saying, you know, so, you know, we're not up here trying to glorify the prison experience. In fact, what we do is we utilize our platforms to try to discourage individuals from making horrible choices. We were young ones, so we know how it is to make poor choices. I mean, quite frankly, I mean, we're always making mistakes and poor decisions, but when you're younger, the chances, you know, the likelihood exists that you're going to be making more, you know, horrible choices. And when we were young, we were no different. So this is why we try to use our experiences to give back to the youth today and say, yo, listen, you guys are in a unique position. Y'all can make choices that can ultimately propel y'all to greatness. But if y'all follow the same senselessness we engaged in, it can lead to an early grave or prison. So that's always been our position here at WeLockedN. So I mean, I know Hassan, you good? He seems to be frozen, y'all.
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you, but yeah, we can hear you, brother.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my own with my sound, and for some reason I'm having a hard time getting back to the setting.
Can you hear us though?
I'm trying. Yeah, I can sort of like kind of hear you. And if I press the button, go back, it keeps booting me out of the room. I don't know why.
Okay. You're on your phone? Well, he just pulled back out again. All right. Well, you know, we're gonna try to help accommodate the brother Hassan Campbell. He just pulled up the yard. Man, y'all tuned in to WeLockedN. This is an epic episode, man. We here. We having a conversation regarding credibility. You know, we put up a general. We start Mikey B and I and KK and I. We started a general conversation last week, just asking the question on credibility. And this is where we're at right now. This is the 4th episode. So thanks everybody for tuning in. How you doing right now, Hassan?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just trying to get the sound together, but it kept booting me out.
Okay. Now everything is good right now. Mikey, go ahead. You were speaking earlier before I cut you off. Excuse me, brother.
Yeah. Just speaking to the facts, Hassan. When we made that, we talked about which YouTubers that were credible. We put you, Wack, and Charleston White because really y'all like bigger celebrities on YouTube. And we just asked the question. The question was not street credibility, just credibility to speak on certain topics. Not saying that you anybody can have a voice to speak on anything, but is it credible? Did you do your research? Did you actually have you lived that lifestyle? That might come up. experience can be something because you can get a job if you have experience in certain jobs, right? Or you can't get a job doing something, or we have to teach you. This is what the whole thing, how the whole credibility issue had came about, and this is where it all started from. But go ahead, Mo.
So I just want to add to that. So, Hassan, so to Mikey's point, so yeah, all we just used was those photos, and we asked the general question. And the question was just who's credible? Who is credible to speak on many of the topics that we see are being discussed on YouTube? Everybody has a voice. Nobody could tell anybody what they can and what they can't speak on. But what we envisioned was having this conversation in which we will be able to kind of be a little bit more open. We will be able to say, listen, who's being honest about some of the issues that's being discussed.
That's what
because unfortunately for our community overall, we see that there's a lot of information that's being put out there to the masses that's not being properly investigated. And that's doing us as a community more a disservice. So we just wanted to kind of like keep this conversation going, and that was ultimately what our intentions were from the beginning.
We were glad, we were happy when we seen that you have responded and commented on that. And from your perspective, you're doing great for your family. You're doing great from what you came from, and just like we are. We're not doing no nonsense out here in the community. We're not in no gangs. We don't, we're not a part of that structure. We help anybody in our jobs, that we work in the community. We have wives, we have houses, we have good things of doing positive work and being blessed by the Most High.
Absolutely.
So that's our position. You know what I mean? Anything for you, we weren't trying to see clout or shoot you down or do anything like that, because we respect you and where you coming from. We respect all people on here. We have let Bullets, Gotti, Roski, everybody up here speak their mind. China and everybody else that we deal with. We about pulling people together, not pushing stuff apart. That's what we do.
Absolutely.
So I mean,
when I seen some of the video, I didn't see the whole thing or whatever the case may be. One of the dudes that put it in my inbox left a nasty taste in my mouth, and it's like, I don't think brothers understand. I constantly go through a lot of things trying to uplift our people and erase the curse of being a real nigga. I sit back and it's like I don't broadcast what I do in real life, because I realize that there's people that try to sabotage. When dudes actually found out that I had foster kids, I raised a foster kid, which I adopted. They actually called all types of agencies. Everything I do, when you publicize it, it's us trying to destroy us. You see what I'm saying? When a black man come up just a little bit, it's another black man trying to pull him down, and the shit get whack. My main message and my main objection is to make these kids understand that the path that we took, the path that led you guys doing all that time in jail, the path that got most of my brothers in jail that I came up with, is the wrong path. It's the wrong message. And I stick to that. You see what I'm saying? It's so much to the point to where I came up with a slogan saying lock them up. Because it's getting to the point to where that regular people, regular civilians can't even live life. They live in life in fear because they being kidnapped by gang culture. I sit back and I watch these rappers. People be like, yo, how you gonna speak on these niggas you don't know? I don't have to know you to know that when you live in life on the level that I'm living, and I got a piece of paradise on earth. These niggas is rich, and they consistently finding themselves, promoting themselves to our children. No, I have a problem with that. See, there's a path of righteousness and there's a path of wickedness. And you cannot confuse the two paths. Once you get a certain age, with age comes wisdom, and it comes responsibility. The brothers in the hood is not taking responsibility for the shit that we created. We created a monster. Then you got dudes that sitting up here, they see that it's a way to get money on the internet, or there's a way to get money through the 501c3, instead of tackling the monster that was created, which was the UBN. And now it's spread all through New York. Now it's all types of gangs. Our kids are killing kids, and everybody talking about they doing the work. The work is over here. The work is right in the middle of the hood. That's why I shouted out OG Daniel, because that brother actually said, you know what I'm gonna do? Instead of marching on the highway like my son and Trife Gangsta and them looking stupid, What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a barbecue, and I'm gonna have all the fathers bring their kids outside so our kids can meet each other, so they don't have to kill each other. That's the start. Our families is not on the highway. If I'm on the highway coming home from work at 5 o'clock and you're blocking the highway, I'm gonna want to run you over. I hope you die. Because now you're stopping me from getting to my family, and it's bullshit. Everybody know who's the shooters in the hood. Go knock on a door. Instead of walking on the highway 100 deep, go right into that project building, knock on that apartment door with 500 people in that hallway, and see if that little nigga shoot again. See, that's the problem. People don't want to stop what's going on. Everybody want to act like they trying to come to the table and solve the problem. It's way too many kids dying, and that's my problem.
Nah, and Hassan, you're right. And so in regards to that part, and I want you to understand that we're totally against the senseless killing of our kids. And that's something that, you know, we all fought and we fight against today. We don't condone the existence of gangs in our communities that are running rampant. Our families can't be safe in our communities. This is not something that we condone. We don't condone that by any stretch of the imagination. We do, however, understand that these gangs exist. They're here to stay, and it's our responsibility to try to educate them. What we found to be the most effective tool is using our credibility as former gang leaders, is that we don't simply walk up to them and renounce their being a part of these groups to try to tap into them, but we use the fact that we understand them and we're more empathetic because we were a part of the culture ourselves. So we use that as a way to get in. And once we're able to kind of get in with them, we can say, listen, we've been there. We know what you guys are going through. Unfortunately, some of the decisions that we made inadvertently have contributed to the behavior and some of the things that y'all doing today. So we can relate to that. So we're not just like, you know, on the outside looking in, you know, got a platform. And then once the platform is over, we looking at the analytics and seeing how much money. Nah, it's not that type of party with us. We really, really tapped in. We in the communities that we're in. Not only Mikey B himself, I mean, you know, myself, we're all tapped into the communities. Like, we're really, really invested in our communities. We're coming up with viable solutions, programs, anything that we can kind of, any ideas that we think are in the best interest of our youth, because right now our youth are struggling. So I didn't want
pulling up anywhere they need us that we pulling up.
Yeah, wherever. Like, we just did a show yesterday with the sister Nashawn Clay. Shout out to the sister Nashawn Clay from out of Indianapolis. And we like, listen, sis, whenever you need us to pull up out there and you feel like we can talk to the youth and we can somehow try to help with the young GDs out there, the vice lords, whoever might need our wisdom so that they don't go down the same dark and destructive path we went down, that's where we come in at. All right, we're at that point. On Tuesday, I got to speak at Uniondale, but from Monday through Friday, I'm in Brooklyn, whether I'm in Flatbush, Canarsie, East New York, Brownsville, Fort Greene. I'm in all of these areas at work from 9 to 5. This is my job as the assistant director of the CCA. That's my job. But outside of that, I'm also being called at any given moment. Some kid could have got shot. I know something's about to happen. I'm being called to speak over here with the youth over here. I'm taking youth out to dinner, trying to get them to see the bigger things in life. So it's a lot of moving parts that come with this work. So that's all we were basically speaking on. Like, when we talk about being credible, it's a lot that comes with this work. So we're not condoning the senselessness of this. And I need to emphasize that. And when I moved away from it, and I'm thankful that Allah has spared me from that, it was a lot that was going on within that. And I saw myself fighting against my own brothers who were so-called brothers who were a part of that. And I was like, yo, something's going on. Like, we're literally at a point where it's about to explode and we're destroying ourselves, our people, and everything that's associated with it. So how can I use my influence first and foremost within the group itself? Because before I even decided to move on, I was doing that while I was inside the group itself. You dig what I'm saying? I was trying to fight back against individuals who I've known for decades, that we need to really change the mindset so that our youth are not being indiscriminately murdered on the streets and they're getting hoarded away into these federal penitentiaries because of decisions that we're making inside these penitentiaries. Yo, y'all tune in to We Locked In, man. Listen,
hey,
man,
Mikey, Moshe, I want to, if you don't mind.
Nah, I'd never mind. Yeah, speak, my bro. I apologize, man.
Nah, you're great, bro. Shout out to Hassan Campbell who's come up and joined us. This is what I want to say, man. I ran a non-for-profit out of school summer program for like 2 years out of my own pocket. And I mentioned that for a reason. We're gonna get to that reason. It was hard as hell. because my wife was asking me, why are you doing this? I done put out the videos of me doing this. I ran the program. I paid for the vans to pick the kids up from around the city. I fed them. What they ate was I could bring up parents that's going to tell you, yo, the kids love going there. They eating Jamaican food. This is out my pocket. I'm doing this because I can't get the grant. Why am I doing this? Because the grant writer told me, well, you got to run your program for 2 years before they really look at you seriously. I said, okay, well, I'm not going to just talk. I'm going to do it. It was hard on my family. I did not live right there in the middle of the hood. I still had lived in PA. Okay. So I'm coming out here. My daughter's like, Daddy, I want to spend time with you. So the balance was crazy, but I felt like, okay, I got to go put in this work out there in the hood. Now, why am I saying that? Because I did reach out to Trife Gangster. You know when he responded? Trife responded when he felt he was being attacked. That's when he responded and said, yo, I'm just sorry. I'm just now seeing your video, but how you going to ask for my help and try to play me at the same time? Yo, bro, that's the only way I got your attention. What are you talking about? And I wasn't trying to play you. I was just pointing out some facts that I seen in the video that I didn't like. We got to the bottom of it. Cool. My son, the same thing. My son, I've been reached out to you. You didn't reach out to me until K Born, K Rivers. I shared a video of him addressing you, and then you reached out to me. Yo, how you gonna ask for my help and try to play me at the same time? Again, bro, I've been reached out to you. You got more money than me. You got more resources. You got George Soros behind you. Why it take for me to where you think I'm offending you, which I'm not offending you. I'm pointing out some things that I think you should not have done. You was on Jimmy Jazz barking on people, and I said, this is not the area for that. And now you up here saying I'm trying to play you. I'm not trying to play you, bro. But we got past that. Okay. Now, here we go. Hassan Campbell. This is not our first time meeting. I shouted you out the other day. I specifically sent that chat because I wanted you to know, yo, bro, let whatever happened. I understand what happened. I was there. Okay. I understand the beef that you got with China Brim. That's cool. That's y'all. I didn't want no beef. And I said, Hassan, let's put this behind us. Let's work together. But then I seen the video just now. I said, damn, I'm very hurt about this because I just asked Hassan for us to work together. Why am I asking Hassan to work together? Because Hassan has a bigger platform than me. And if I know my agenda, don't nobody got to say, oh, you want to use. Yeah, I want to use his power. Because why? Because I was doing it myself. I'm still out there in the hood. What do I do now? I partner up with K Born, who's out there doing. He does something for the community every weekend, but we need a voice. So I said, why am I I got beef with this man, and therefore, like, we got to straighten this out, because if he has a platform that could help me help the community, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's what I think we should be using one of the things we can use our power for. Now, I'm not here to tell you, Hassan, what to do at the end of the day, but I don't know how much more humble I could be, bro, by asking to work together so I could get the resources and the attention I need to these, to use it correctly, not to abuse it.
Man, you got to understand something, right? For one, I gave you brothers all the help that you needed. It ended up going to war with you over the internet. I took my time out. I built 050. I gave y'all start. Y'all start.
Wasn't a part of that. I mean, we locked in. I understand Jamel was. We weren't. I mean, we messed with them.
Not you, brothers. As far as like the 050, I gave them their start. And see, my whole thing is what dudes got to understand is if China Brim would have been a stand-up dude, he would probably be at 50,000 to 100,000 subscribers already. But because of his approach and how he dealt with the situation, he got to understand something. What people got to understand is there's more civilians than there are gang members.
That's true.
The community is tired of the gang activity. They're tired of the real nigga attitude. Everybody's sick and tired of it. Real niggas is tired of being real niggas. They're tired. So now when you show no maturity, when you on some Debo shit on the internet, people are not going to like that, so they turn away from it. I gave 050 their start. I gave them good numbers in the beginning. Shit went left. Niggas got disrespectful. I went back on my path. You come in my super chat and you send a super chat and saying, let's work together. I didn't respond because first and foremost, that's something that you have to think about, right? Especially when you're dealing with people that made so many videos disrespecting you, making fun of you being molested. It's like, yo, it's like, what more do you want from a brother that did right by dudes that did wrong by me?
But here's the whole thing, Hassan. I never did that, and that's the only thing I wanted you to see up there. I never, and that's what the chat was trying to tell you. But you can't pull up a video where I made fun of you for being molested sexually. When people used to try to talk about your kids, even though I did not have beef with them. Yeah, I'm cool with people you have beef with, but we are all men. So you know what I do? I stay stand up. So when even some of your other people that you're not cool with, and they start to talk about your kids, I say, yo, bro, don't talk about his kids. Let's stop that right there. I told that man I was never going to allow anybody to talk about his kids. You see, I do stand up for you. I was part of
subscribe to any of that. We don't do. We try.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest.
That buffoonery.
We don't know. And I'm gonna be honest. We don't know anything about this. Jamel Saladin. I'm gonna be honest with you. And probably me and Mikey go through this a lot, right? I'm a little bit green with a lot of stuff. I'm really into my stuff. Like I'm going to school right now for my degree in organizational management. I'm trying to get my master's. I'm trying to get my PhD. A lot of stuff don't even get on my radar. I'm being honest with you.
We supported them when they got when it was real topics and real stuff.
About this.
We have supported them. We pulled up with them. We messed with China Brim. We messed with the whole movement. But when it came to stuff that was on that type of time, we didn't involve ourselves with that because that's not our lane. That's not why we up here, and that's not what we doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, anything about kids.
I'm not saying all the stuff that go on the internet. Everybody can do what they want to do. That's on them. If it's not our type of stuff, our type of lane, then we gonna stay out of it. We don't be on them type of lives. If you want to crack a joke, and we playing with certain dudes, like we had to do Boogeyman up there that was capping, stuff like that, I might jump in on, but like real stuff like that was stuff happening to people's lives. We ain't endorsing no crimes or no nothing like that's happening to nobody, bro. I'm still trying to come back from the things my past. I'm still trying to get redemption from the things that I did in my life. Facts. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Nah, and I second that. I mean, we all have dark past. I mean, we've done things that we're not proud of and things of that nature. So yeah, definitely nobody's up here trying to make fun or ridicule anybody that may have went through some harsh stuff. Nobody. I'm damn sure not gonna condone Mikey B or KK. And these are my brothers. These are individuals who I got genuine love for. Like that. You can better believe, man, if these individuals is up here talking, it's not when we get off live, I'm all in. We're gonna be fighting for about an hour on the phone. Our wives is gonna be mad as hell. We're gonna be on the phone. That's just the reality. I'm just keeping it 100. Like, listen. So we're not even playing.
Even with conversations up here go left. Let me tell you something. Even with WeLockedN, how we try to keep it classy. We try to keep us professional. Sometimes we joke and it go left, but we talk about that later. Like, yo, bro, we should have ended while we did this. We talk about that type of stuff because we want to have a certain image that we putting out in the internet. We ain't trying to look. There's nothing wrong with having fun and laughing and doing fun stuff sometimes. But all that, it's enough buffoonery, enough fools, enough foolishness. You know what I'm saying? We need some solid content, some place where we can get help for kids and have real conversations on real topics. You know what I mean? We need those type of places. We need that. Go ahead, KK. You ain't say nothing yet, man. What's up?
Nigga,
What's up, KK?
I was in the car driving, so it was going in and out. I didn't even hear half the stuff. I just got in the house just now, bro. Go ahead, man. Finish. I'm still trying to get my head wrapped around some stuff, man. It was just going in and out. So a lot of the conversation was broken up. But some of the last thing that I actually caught was what Mikey B was saying. I didn't catch nothing what the brother Hassan Campbell was saying. My fault though too, bro. Assalamu alaikum as well.
Wa alaikum salam, family.
I didn't really. That's what I really wanted to hear. I wanted to hear what the brother was saying. I heard already. Most of you already know your story, but what he was saying though is it's just the work that dudes actually put in the credibility aspect that we were looking at was trying to just change escape somewhat. You know what I'm saying, on what's going on social media, because I just bumped into, you didn't see it, but I was just at an event and I just met these two kids and I was like, yo, it just so happened we were just talking about this on here, so I put them on, and they got a dance studio. two young kids. They got a dance studio in Monroe, Georgia, right? And they were saying that they're trying to stop that. You know what I'm saying? It's funny that we were talking about the issue of credibility because they're saying to try to refute that, they try to get these kids to come out to express themselves and talk through dance, right? I'm like, wow, you know, and it's like it becomes so it's so much stuff going on there that people get your mind just get bothered with just all this nonsense. Everybody's tough. Everybody know what's going on with this. Everybody moving on type of this, and it's like who to actually believe. You know, and a lot of times we only deal with things that people that we actually know and situations that we actually been with and actually can speak upon. Also, if we're actually brought into something, then we know we can actually talk and speak about it. But our thing is not to be checking everyone, but to actually try to change the scope and dynamics of what's going on social media. You know what I'm saying? And establishing ourselves and our particular presence. Because now we're looking for men that's trying to build, that's trying to work. This is what we're trying to do. So if you're saying like you're a real individual, you're trying to work and build, let's link up. Let's work and build. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what this platform is supposed to be utilized for. We're able to reach the world through this. So I hate mentioning this, but when I was in prison, looking at social media, I used to always get warnings from people, right? Yo, it's crazy. People on here, they'll say anything. Everybody got comments. Everybody got opinions. And it comes out, boom. And if you ain't got thick skin, especially how you are, you don't like going through things. You gonna want to hurt somebody. Like, nah, why not? So why am I want to do that? I said, bro, this is the opportunity. Like when you get over here, like utilizing your phone, this is the opportunity to reach people all over the globe. So if we can actually save people and help change lives, it's our duty to do that. Just from what we've done, what we've taken. It's our duty to do that.
We ain't doing nothing. We ain't doing nothing special. This is what we supposed to be doing.
Bro, like
we pushing like other dudes have said, we pushing 50. What we supposed to be doing?
Bro, it's a blessing. I thank Allah, bro. Everything. It's a blessing that I'm here. I'm not even supposed to. And I tell people that, like, okay, what you want to do? Yo, what you do? What you? I said, bro, I'm just happy that I'm able to even to be in some of these spaces and be able to do the things that I'm doing now. Because for one, it was too many instances where I wasn't even supposed to be alive. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, making my first parole board. I didn't think that was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? After doing so it's just like it's a blessing to even be here. So now that I am here, I'm like, I'm gonna do my damnedest to say I don't fall, I don't slip, but I'm gonna do my damnedest, bro, to make sure, like, I build up something and leave some type of legacy to whereas this world, this thing is whatever little space I can leave is gonna be better. Oh, bet that.
I want to ask Hassan if he does co-sign, because we was talking about credibility. So I would like to ask him, is he co-signing the things that people are doing up here right now as regarding credibility, specifically Bullis Gotti, because that's what the video was on, right? Now, pardon that. Yeah, no problem. Bullis Gotti, the show was about Bullis Gotti. He went after Corey Lamont King. He was trying to go after Corey King, but then he went after Corey Lamont King and he put up fake paperwork. So that's what the whole video, that's what spawned this whole thing. Now, how do you feel about that, Hassan Campbell? That's what the whole
it started. Hold on. Let me give you some background. Hold on.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, hold on. Check it out. It started when we first brought the credibility issue. It was just us talking, an opening conversation about which two YouTubers had credibility to talk about the things they talked about. Bullis Gotti tapped into us on the first show. During that first show, he mentioned, come to my page. I have paperwork on this person, right? Once he mentioned that on our page, we were forced to look into the validity of the paperwork to see if it was really true. We did the research, we looked it up, and we seen it was a whole nother person. That's the whole thing with Gotti. So that's how Gotti came up. We gave him a chance to come up there and talk on our platform. He spoke on our platform, he pulled up. And when he was leaving the platform, everything was good. He was respectful. When he was leaving the platform, he promoted that paperwork on his platform. And that's when he came out with credibility too. That's what that came from. The part two came from us being that he said that on our platform, we had to go check it because we gave you a platform to spit garbage and some lies about somebody that it wasn't true. So that was our whole reason. We're not into paperwork. We don't do paperwork. We're not in the game. We're not rat hunters. We say that all the time up here. We're not rat hunters. We're not on that time. I work in the community. I'm a case manager. I don't ask them, did you tell on somebody? Do you know? As long as they fit the criteria, they can come and get help, assistance from me in my programs. Other than that, I would have never messed with it. That was something that he did. He put that up there and he put us in a position and we locked in. We had to go check into that then because he spoke about it on our page. Go ahead, don't finish up, Saladin.
Oh, no, my question is straightforward. Since this is what this whole conversation spawned from, credibility, I want to know, does that hold any weight as far as a content creator and someone, as you say, you started this movement, that's what you said. This is a lane that you created. Well, the lane, in my opinion, is getting out of hand. And I want to know, as one of the pioneers of the people, self-proclaimed pioneers of the people who started this lane, how do you feel about that type of content creation going on with specifically within our culture?
I mean, YouTube has turned into a cesspool. It turned into a cesspool. See, the lane that I created is not necessarily Bullis Gotti. Bullis Gotti was already doing this thing on YouTube. I created the lane where the street brothers is coming to YouTube. Because before, brothers wouldn't even been on the internet. They didn't play the internet. Brothers didn't even want to take pictures coming from the era where we came from.
That's true.
Brothers didn't even take pictures. Like, you would be lucky if you could get a picture of a brother. You know what I mean? Brothers was used to being in the cut. So I pulled a lot of the street mentality, like even to the point to where that before Tankhead came home from jail, I was shouting the brother out. So I paved the way for even Tankhead to come. So now it's like, everybody's not going to be on the same page.
Nah.
Lily, I don't know who she is. Lily said, at the end of the day, you created the dirty section of YouTube. Now that it's truth to it, but at the same time, that's not what I intended. I intended for brothers to come up here and use our influence as men to show these young boys the difference between, the path that we took and the path that they could take. I constantly deal with celebrity gossip because I realize and I try to make people understand that these rappers are the new house Negroes. And their message and their path is leading, like, damn near, like, it's, and I'm not going to say no names because I done called out so many of these rappers got dudes doing life bids in jail. Ain't writing them, ain't going to see them. So many of these rappers are millionaires and they selling the hood poverty. That's what I focus on. I can't focus on or hold Bullis Gotti hand. I told Bullis Gotti 1,000 times over, he has, like, Bullis Gotti has so much potential on his platform. He has the potential to be the biggest YouTuber, but he keeps playing in the mud. He's playing in the mud. In order for me to get to the level that I got to, I had to. You have to, like, when people can't destroy you, they try to distract you. And that's what pisses me off sometimes, because I try my best to reach out and work with so many people that used to be part of the gang life, so that they can make the young boys understand, like, yo, I turned away from this, you could turn away from it too. A lot of these dudes got their foot on the gas and they all green, not realizing that they're gonna crash. They make brakes for a reason. There's a speed limit for a reason. A lot of these dudes is not like, they don't understand that you're going to leave at 16, 17, 18, and you're going to come home at 45, 50 years old. This is what I'm trying to stop. And at the same time, it's like YouTube, black YouTube is disgusting. Vlad and Adam 22 is not beefing with each other ever.
Right.
That's true.
Talk.
1090 Jake is not beefing with Vlad or Adam 22. You don't see none of these white dudes that's, first of all, These white dudes are on top of black culture. And black people are not even dissing. We're not dissing them. But we constantly trying to dethrone each other. That shit is whack. See, another thing that pissed me off, I see the dude 10 toes down. He made a career off of using my name. All right, cool. But when I see him on Mikey T's platform, a white boy.
I seen that, yeah.
And now you have, like, you look at the movie Rosewood. You look at what happened to the Black Panther Party. You look at what happened, the Shaka Zulu, the brothers and sisters from the Zulu, the real Zulu nation in Africa, not the New York Zulu nation. And you see what the colonizer did to us. And then when I turn on YouTube and I actually see a white dude instigating a beef between, like, first and foremost, 10 toes down brothers married to my cousin. So I try to avoid the nigga before somebody die. It's close knit. It's family involved in this. I don't really know him like that, but at the same time, there's family ties. And then to see a white dude in the middle, constantly nitpicking, knowing that sooner or later, there may be a death between the two of us and a white man is getting away from that. No black man is supposed to support that. We can fight as brothers, but the colonizer, after everything they did, this is the colonizer now. And this is my whole thing right here. Why is it that in order for a black man to be successful on YouTube, he programs himself to think that he has to go at the top YouTuber? That method does not work. It'll get you attention. So you got to understand something. When you develop a following, people will look just to hear what you have to say. But then after you constantly keep making the same videos, they don't want to watch no more. You burn yourself out. Good content is going to get you where you want to be. I'm the type of dude that you'll look at my YouTube page and you'll see me making videos about fish. You'll see me making videos about flowers. All I got is flowers. All week, all I've been doing is just going to Home Depot. I share these experiences. You can't be like Sally with the one-track mind. If you made some food and that shit tastes nasty, tell your audience, yo, this shit was disgusting. It didn't come out right. Everybody trying to be so serious, man. Our life.
Well, pardon me, Hassan. When I first came home back in 2020, right? I thought that I heard all the stories about YouTube and everything like that, but I didn't really believe it. So when I finally got an opportunity to sit down and see the content that was on, I was actually blown away by it, because I come from the school of thought, and if individuals will be able to vouch for this, those that know, I'm into just bringing us together, right? That's my background, right? That's what I specialize in. Being able to come together, pull us all together, and we try to figure out how we're gonna all gain some benefit from it, right? What I was troubled by was, how is it that we are on these platforms, and yet it seems as if that's exactly what people are doing, which is just constantly going at it with each other. So this was something that Mikey B, KK, and I, when we sat down and we said, yo, listen, we all have a unique story, we have shared experiences. How is it that we can use our platform to be the kind of bridge that will allow for other individuals who perhaps might be going at it with one another? They can come on our platform to kind of reconcile differences. And we can use this as, what you said, Mike?
Started squashing beefs.
Yeah, so we started we started our platform in the vein of pulling people onto it who prior to us coming home, because we were all incarcerated, we had no knowledge that all of this stuff was going on YouTube and social media and stuff. We didn't know about the beefs and all that. It wasn't until we got into the YouTube culture and we started seeing all this stuff that was going on. So when we came together, we was like, yo, what is it that we want to do, and how is it that we want to go about doing it? So one of the things that came up for us was we have a unique story in terms of our background, our shared background. But one of the things that we emphasized was, how is it that we can use our influence, since individuals know our unique stories, how can we use our voices to kind of bridge people and bring them together? So if you look at some of our lives that we did with multiple people, you will see that there were individuals on these panels who were actually at odds with each other in the past. So I didn't personally, I didn't care about the personal beefs, but my thing was that we're all adults. We're all in positions of, or we've been in positions of leadership. We all have influence in our respective families, our communities, etc. Why is it that we then wouldn't use this as an opportunity to empower ourselves, to show individuals that the East Coast primarily, right, we can really make a major show of force and show other individuals how to get it done, right? That wasn't the case. So all I saw was that it just was this continuous thing to where it got to the point where it's like anything you say is just lit. So constantly we're in the background, Mikey and KK9. I'm like, yo, look, we can't fall into that because we still have to maintain the integrity or the fidelity of what we established or what we said we would establish from the outset. We can't delve into all of what individuals have, their own personal beefs and all that. Let's get out of that. Let's just focus on the message that we got to focus on. If we just get 100 views, then we just get 100 views. I'm more of the school of thought that's like, listen, if 100 people can retain the invaluable and indispensable information that's critical for their success, who cares if 1,000 or 10,000 people are not going to hold on to what you got to say? You touched 100 lives. So I'm more into that vein right there. You dig what I'm saying? I could care less about the views on this TV stuff, quite frankly. You dig what I'm saying? But I also understand that comes with the territory. But we also got to be realistic and say, listen, how is it that we're going to touch lives when it seems to be the only thing that's most important is that these platforms are being used as a medium in which individuals could just start beefing? That's the only thing that gets credit. A couple of days ago, had the sister Nashawn Clay on there. A couple of days before that, we had the sister Jay Renee on there. These sisters is doing remarkable work in the community. But between them both,
and they from different areas, California,
different areas. One is from Delaware, another one is from Indianapolis. But they doing a lot of work on the ground. They talking about a lot of systemic abuse. They talking about a lot of racism issues. They talking about poverty. They talking about all of these issues. They talking about misogyny, among other. Between them two, our channel didn't even get 1,000 views. But we're satisfied with that because we know the people who went there, they may have gained some benefit from that. And that's what's important for us. You think I'm saying? So we would be doing our community a disservice if all we doing is coming up here using these platforms to destroy each other, knowing everything that we've been through. And that ain't never been me. Mikey and KK will tell you that's never been in my DNA to destroy us as a people. Never. So if we're going to do something, I always think that it's in the best interest that we come together and do it the right way. Forget the views. Forget all that. That's all right. It's fine. It's dandy. Cool. But if we're destroying ourselves in the process, then it doesn't even matter.
Well, you know what? It's like this, right? You are the company that you keep. And some of the people that you'll bring on your platform, it can help you grow. And some of the things, like some of the people that you bring, like for example, I don't want to say the brother's name because I ain't really trying to stir up nothing. But what I will say is that when you create, Bullets Gotti's not the only one that brought fake paperwork out. You see what I'm saying? When you got a grown man that's damn near 50 years old, that's done time in jail, that'll come home, China Brim, you come home, you put false paperwork out on Jim Jones just to get an audience. Anything and everything you touch after that, there's no credibility. There was no, I found this paperwork, I wasn't sure if it was real or not, but I'm going to put it out there. He forged paperwork trying to destroy another black man and based his movement off of trying to destroy Jim Jones, knowing that I was beefing. I never put that paperwork out because I didn't know if that paperwork was real. I dealt with with Jim Jones based off of him being part of 2 RICO cases, and him never and just knowing something wasn't right for that. That's what I based it off of. Like, all right, I know he's no good, but scratch that. I don't even care about you being a snitch. What I care about is you being a face of gang culture. You was the poster boy for gang culture. Jim Jones deserved credit for gang culture in New York. He's just as much of the spread of the UBN as OG Mac because of the videos and the movement in the early days with Dipset. So now my whole thing is this. When you get rich at a certain age and you get rich and you have all the wealth, when do you stop misleading the youth? When do you say, okay, this image that I'm putting out, I know better, it destroyed lives. Many of people could have been saved. It destroyed lives. So that was my beef with Jim Jones. China came out and did the same thing Bullets Gotti did. You put fake paperwork out there, you could have destroyed the man's life. Now, anybody that co-signs that and give him credibility, when you're doing stuff like, there is no credibility. You're a dishonorable person when you move like that. And see, my whole thing is like, now, what y'all got to separate yourself from is, you got to put yourself back in the mindset that the world is bigger than the streets. You got the sanitation workers, like I said, you have to cater to everybody, or you're never going to grow. You have to cater to everybody. And when people sit up there and see, like, it's like, you ever notice there's people in the hood that they could fight, but they never went to jail, and they pick and choose their battles. They'll go to the store 3 blocks down instead of going to the store right there where all the troublemakers is at. When we put ourselves amongst these dudes that got that dirty energy, that still got that dirty vibe, that want all the smoke. Like at 50 years old, if you want all the smoke, then get revenge for our ancestors.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest with you though, and this is not any pushback, and I need you to understand this, Hassan. From Mikey B, KK, and my perspective, yo, they've been going for over 25 years. I was going for over 22 years. We don't know, and this is something that people are really, really taking for granted when we come with our platform. Anything that preceded our presence, KK literally made 6 months home. Mikey just made like a year, a little over a year. It's a lot of stuff, honestly.
Oh wow, yeah,
it's a lot
fresh.
Yo, it's a lot of stuff, honestly, and I need you to really understand this, bro. And this is for people out there listening. We don't even know a lot of stuff going on. So we're coming with a platform with trying to establish what we want to do with our mission statement, and we're coming into a storm. We don't know who to believe, what to believe. That we're coming with who we are, with our energy, our presence, our identities, our stories, and using our platform to build this foundation. So if anybody's getting the impression that we have knowledge of stuff that preceded our very existence in this space, that's disingenuous. I mean, that's false. We know nothing about any of it. Because if that was the case, we would know more than what we actually know.
So let me tell you something.
We don't.
Yo, no. Check this out. So when I first came home, I did an interview with Queen's Flip. Queen's Flip is from my block. Shout out to Queen's Flip. I did a Queen's Flip interview. Got a lot of views. It was going up. So the way he marketed with the worst part of my life. I didn't really see nothing wrong because I told my whole story, really. I told like my life story. My wife was in it. She was a part of the story. So it was good. The part he used was me being one of the original Mac ballers and something that I had did on Rikers Island to some officers. My family was like, and my guys in the industry, you know, they millionaires already. They're like, yo, bro, you don't need this. You know what I'm saying? And at first I didn't understand, but I talked to him and we ended up taking it down. At first he edited the title because I told him not to put certain things in the title, but he did anyway. But we edited the title. But it's us coming out here to the streets and not understanding a lot of the stuff with YouTube, a lot of the culture, a lot of the past things a lot of these guys have done. We don't know about a lot of that stuff. I didn't know, I know my bro is good at marketing. I know Queen's Flips know how to hit his audiences and how to market it to hit the algorithms and all this stuff that I've heard about. But it wasn't good for me. So I took it down. I knew it was good for my image. I'm out here working in the community. I got a lot of stuff going for myself. I didn't need it. You know what I'm saying? So we learning. We learning from y'all. We learned from 050 and them. We learned from Platinum. They taught us a lot about how to get monetized, doing all this stuff. We didn't know this stuff, bro. We definitely learned from y'all. Y'all open up the doors for this and we coming in. But the whole thing is we're coming in from our unique position. We know almost everybody in the streets all over New York and in prison. So with that unique position, we're trying to bridge the gaps to the community, get everybody on the same page, squash beefs when we can, and help out when we can. That's our position. You see what I'm saying? We know guys in the industry. We know guys in the street. We know people doing good things. We know people with businesses. So we just try to link all that up and do what we can to help, bro. That's what we doing at WeLockedN. You know what I'm saying? That's our whole focus here, bro.
I didn't get a chance to you know what I mean, see your show with Queen's Flip. But what I'm gonna say to you is like this: like, there's a way of titling yes and telling your story. There's nothing wrong with you telling your story, because what I want you to understand is, and what dudes understand is, the youth have to understand that they can relate to you in order to follow you.
That's right.
So you definitely, yeah, you should tell your story, but you have to see the one thing, right, that makes my platform special is because people got to feel my pain. And one thing about brothers in jail that come home from jail, a lot of brothers forget that main recipe in jail was that pain. You couldn't escape it. But through the egotisticalness that brothers be having, we just make it look like it's sweet. So when you like, and then when Alpo comes home, now you see a brother that did the worst thing Alpo could have did was come back to the streets and let these young boys know that you could still have a life after doing 30 years in jail. So now you got these young boys out there feeling like, yo, I'm going to come home and be just like Alpo. I'm going to blaze the dude in front of the precinct. I'm going to shoot in front of the cops. I'm going to do that time, and I'm going to come home looking good, just like Alpo. I'm still going to have a life. What they didn't catch, what they're not catching is the pain, the losses, you know, the sleepless nights, everything that you go through in prison. People have a thing of leaving out the pain. When I came on this platform, I brought my pain. I brought my pain. I brought my sacrifice for other people to understand that it's okay to tell somebody that you've been touched. What people don't talk about is the thief in the night that like to touch the kids. No, a lot of people don't understand. A lot of brothers that ended up in jail for murder. You want to know what? You want to know why he's so mad? He's so mad because he was touched, and he was touched by a man. Most of the time, when a boy is touched, a boy is touched more by men than females. I gave the internet my pain, and then I started tapping into all areas of our pain. If you want to reach the people, you got to let them know that I identify with everything that you've been through. You got to show them the compassionate side. It's like, I say this all the time, and I want people to understand, even the real niggas is tired of the real niggas. You get to a point in your life where, especially at our age now, we creeping up on 50 years old, we are getting ready for the grave. Most of us is trying to figure out what could we leave behind for our wives and our children. We getting ready for the grave, and at the same time too, some people is robbing Peter to pay Paul, playing catch up with the bills. So now you ain't even got time to be a real nigga. You just trying to survive and feed your family. Seeing people around us struggle. Everybody ain't got it. This is how you tap back into the people. Taking them young boys. It's a young boy on every block that need a pair of sneakers, that need a haircut, that need somebody to look up to. That needs somebody to look up to. Because if you don't give them somebody to look up to, the only thing they're going to look up to is the streets. Then you got to keep in mind, it's like so many children, what hurts so bad is there's so many children that's failing in school because they can't focus in school because the gangs, the children that joined the gangs is attacking them. So you got good kids that's failing, getting beat by their mother because the mother don't understand, they can't focus, they're intimidating.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that, so I'm at the programs that I oversee, one in Brownsville. Many of the youth who are afraid for their safety to come just for the services that we provide to them are not doing so because of the fact that they are in the gang. And some of these kids are 16, 17 years old. So we created recently a position that allows for a driver now to go pick these individuals up, and they can take them to a designated area where they can actually engage in progressive programming that is centered around giving them the skills that they need to, you know, get into the workspace, to learn skills on how to become an entrepreneur, among other things. But you're right about that, because many of our youth have expressed that they can't go to certain neighborhoods because of the fact that it's even those individuals who are not gang affiliated themselves, but these individuals who are not a part of gangs are afraid to go in areas that are highly populated with the gang subculture. So yes, there's no question about it that what you're saying is an actual fact, because this is a problem in our community. So when we know this to be the actual fact as adults, who I know I can only speak for myself, who whether unintentionally and inadvertently contributed to this culture. I can't walk by the individuals that's on Mother Gaston and Sutter Ave, because, standing there on in front of the store, because nobody wants to address them, because these individuals are quote unquote the bad guys in the hood. I don't have the luxury to do that, because inadvertently or indirectly, I help create that mindset, that way of thinking, that culture, that to make them think that it's all right to do that. So I agree with you that we can't just walk by and ignore some of these issues that's prevalent in our communities. We have to be firm, the same way we would have addressed these issues when we were living a lifestyle as young teenagers, or whatever the case may be like that. We have to be very, very diligent and persistent in trying to help change some of these conditions. So I agree with you regarding that. Listen, y'all tune in to We Locked In, man. Hit that like button on y'all way in. Thank y'all for y'all support, man. Thank you, man. I apologize for cutting you off. Excuse me, man.
You know what you got to do, though? What we have to do? There's a spell that's cast over us as men, where the images that they show us, we don't get to become the grandfather. We don't get to become that butterfly from the caterpillar. We don't turn into that butterfly. We stay the caterpillar. We stay the real nigga. They're not showing us images of us aging with wisdom. When you sit back, and let me drop something on you, right? I want y'all to think about something, right? When you look at the science, the technology that the colonizer is using, these people are opening up portals. These people are dealing with what they would call alien technology. So as kings, tribal men, even OGs, when do we catch up mentally to where the people that's ruling the world is at? We cannot elevate and go to the next level if we stuck on real niggas. We can't even figure out how to raise our kids or get our kids to stop killing our kids. Do you understand that? And I said this on my live, and I want people to understand this, right? We are the last of a bloodline. We are the last of the natives of America. We are on the brink of World War III. People don't realize World War III is not about Russia beefing with the up Chechnya or whatever they want to call them niggas. This is about population reduction and getting rid of the sacred bloodline of who we are.
That's true.
We abandoned, we as a people were born in a righteous state. This is why when black people commit a crime or when we do something, we get our ass spanked with that penitentiary. We get beat worse than them because we are not supposed to be in this unrighteous state. It's like when you take a net. If I go to my pond right there and I take a net and I grab a fish out that pond, it's equivalent to us coming out of righteousness. When you come out of your righteous state, you are suffocating. That's why we suffocate. When that net picks up that fish and you out of righteousness, you suffocate and you don't even realize it. So now when we like as righteous men, we have to get back to walking a righteous life. So when these brothers see y'all on this platform, they don't hear us talking about just the maturity. They see it. Yo, this ain't Mikey no more. This is the grown Mikey right here. This is Malcolm X. This is not Red anymore. Now you get to feel the energy. You get to feel that power. And once you transform or we transform into our higher selves, it's like when you watch the movie The Last Dragon. He was looking for the master.
It's true.
Who's the master? So enough. At the end, he realized that he is the master. When we activate that glow within inside of us, that glow of righteousness, can't nothing stop you.
There you go.
This is the reason I want y'all to understand something. The same way there's agents on the street, there's more agents on YouTube because they realize the power of YouTube. My last live was one of the most powerful lives that I did in a long time. And after that, look at the last 2 videos I put up. I want y'all to look at my videos. I'm gonna teach you something about YouTube. Look at all my videos and how they get 100,000 views in less than 24 hours. Every time I say some powerful shit to wake our people up, they'll reduce me back down to 10, 15,000 views to punish me. They'll cut my check. I'll go from making, because I'm not going to sit up here and even lie to y'all. I make between 20 and 30,000, 40, 50,000 a month, every month. So then they'll turn around and they'll pay me a $200 check because I'm waking people up. The videos that they push, I want y'all to understand something. I hate celebrity gossip. In order for me to reach my people, I had to start spanking their puppets. But then they woke up, they realized, yo, he's not, see, with celebrities, they go through humiliation rituals. So they like to humiliate their celebrities with celebrity gossip. But when I started teaching that these celebrities, that these rappers are actually the house Negro, and they're actually doing master's work to keep us in a dark spell and keep us from that last dragon glow, they said this nigga's too smart. So now they watching my page because it's like, hold up, everything that they do. Like, for example, I broke down how the rappers keep coming back to the hood, basketball players keep coming back to the hood, how even gang members now are getting paid from the government. Back in the days, they murdered the Black Panthers. They destroyed Black Wall Street. They killed Malcolm X. They killed Martin Luther King. Why the fuck are they paying Bloods now? Why are you paying Bloods now? Like, you got to ask yourself a question. Some are legitimately being paid, and some are working for the government. Anytime you sit back and you analyze and you see that, like, for example, and this is no diss to Trife Gangster, but explain to me how a Blood who was labeled as a terrorist on the terrorist watch list got over $500,000 a year from the same government that hates Black people. You got to understand something. They mix in and they blending in with our people. World War III is on its way. Earthquakes, population reduction. We are living in the signs of the time. Black people are resilient. We come back like roaches. When they shake this earth up, we are still going to be alive. And we're going to be angry. So now they done position people in our community. Celebrities, Jim Jones stay in Harlem. Jim Jones don't live in Harlem no more. He live in Florida. Why is he always in Harlem? You don't live there no more. They are putting their plants in the community because they know when the uprise come, we ain't going to be trying to hear nothing. So now they're going to use the celebrities to calm us down. Certain things happen, like Puerto Rico, for example. When Puerto Rico got hit with the hurricane and tsunami, Fat Joe was able to get on a plane. Shout out to Fat Joe. And get on a plane and land in a place that was a no-fly zone and deliver food. These are going to be the same tactics that they use. We're going into World War III. By 2030, certain elements of evil is going to take position. As a matter of fact, Satan is about to take. He's about to take a seat at his
so you already know you understand that.
They're one world.
About that time now.
They're one world leader. Their one world leader that they preached is about to take position in power. Out of chaos comes order. As you look at the world, it's getting worse and worse. Food shortages. The factories where we get our food from are burning down.
Mm-hmm.
The forests where our animals come from have been being set on fire for the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
In those forests were tribal men. There were tribes, Native Americans, the Americans that lived in those forests that don't interact with us. Those people are dead. Over 1 billion animals are dead. This is death by design. You got to understand something. These people have the technology to make it rain.
That's right.
They have the power of God. They have the technology to take your consciousness now and give you forever living life on the internet. So now, and I'm going to give it to y'all because I want y'all to elaborate off this. Understand something. These people can download your brain to the metaverse. These people can open up portals, and all we can do is stand on the corner and say, I'm a real nigga. When do we elevate?
He's talking, and that's why I get so frustrated, because I know you don't look at my page. I'm way smaller than you, HC. But what I'm saying is I'm pushing that frequency, bro. And when you start talking like that, I say, yo, he tapped in. I can't sit around here and talk real nigga shit all day when Sri Lanka has just fallen. Sri Lanka has fallen. Is anybody talking about that? No, you can saying, yo, that don't affect me. What you mean it don't affect you? A whole country just fell, bro. They got gas shortages and food shortages. You seeing the domino effect this is having from all over the world. The farmers in the Netherlands is straight beefing right now because of things that's going on. And if we, as long as they got us walked into one, it's like one little room they got us walked in and say, don't leave the room. Anything else you need? Yeah, nigga could use some chips. I'll be right back with the chips. Stay right here, right? Don't leave the room. We don't want you to see what's outside of this room. Because if that happens, then more people might start to come out, and then there's going to be an issue. So I love when you start tapping in like that. Go ahead, Moshe.
We do agree that there are a lot of issues in the world that need to be discussed. But I wanted to speak specifically about the comment that you made about Trife. So, and I have to, in all fairness, defend him. One, because even though you mentioned and you stated, Hassan, that you're not speaking about him per se, I think it is unfair to kind of draw a reference or inference in this case to say because he got $500,000 somehow it just maybe perhaps calls into question his integrity. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and we know in Islam we're taught that one of Allah's names is Al-Alim, the all-knower. He knows everything. So whatever he got the money for, whatever he's doing in his community, Allah knows best, right? So we don't want to create the impression here on WeLockedN that we are in agreement with that, because at the end of the day, bro, I know that those are your comments, but it does send a message that to some extent he may have engaged in some impropriety which have gotten him that money, and we don't have knowledge of that.
Let me clear that up for you.
That wouldn't be fair
right
there to say that.
Let me clear that up for you so y'all can understand where I'm coming from, right?
Yes, sir.
As you absolutely right. The brother may be doing everything right, but you still have to understand where I'm coming from. The government does not invest in terrorists. So when they start sponsoring our community, they won't give us reparations, but you will give a gangbanger 500,000. I'm not saying Trife is doing anything wrong. What I'm saying is once they sponsor you, they control you. And I see and I understand that they are letting certain gang members go home. They are letting certain drug dealers go home. Some are good and some are bad. It's just like when it comes to a racist white person. You ain't got time to figure out which one is going to bite you, so you're looking at them all sideways. That's what I'm saying, because I know for a fact this system purposely designed like this. We don't have no leaders no more. They purposely killed our leaders off. So now the next group of leaders, Malcolm X never took $1 from the government. They tried to give it to him. Martin Luther King did. But when he sat down with Malcolm X and they had a discussion, and Martin Luther King sat back and told us, I led my people into a burning house. 6 months apart, they killed both of them. People not understanding. Well, was it 6 months? Regardless of what, back to back, they killed both of them. There was a reason. When the government starts sponsoring our leaders, it's because they're controlling them. Because even if you don't want to, and I'm going to teach you something, right? On YouTube, as I started getting more popular, I started realizing now I'm a celebrity. Everywhere I go, people recognize me. So now, even though I don't move with security, I need security. It's smart to move with security, but I don't. You get paid from YouTube. I get paid from YouTube. They finally started paying me what I'm worth. Even though they shorted me, I'll sit up there and have a conversation and start breaking down certain things about the government. And then I turn around and I might get a $500 check. It's not enough to pay my bills. So what they do is they'll play with your money to make you sell your soul without selling your soul. See me, I didn't take no oaths. I ain't go through no doors, but they know how to say, here's your reward for being an ignorant nigga.
That's a fact.
Here's your reward real quick right now for being an ignorant nigga and doing what we want you to do. But when you sit up there and you try to wake the people up too much and you start dropping too many Jews, here we're going to subtract some of your check. We ain't having a conversation with you. We're going to have a conversation with you indirectly through your bank account. And see, this is what people have to understand.
I definitely understand that.
So now,
not just a study of that, but I went through a couple of things myself. But the thing is, even on here, not just being mindful of that, but the lines are going to be drawn very soon. Just like you said about there being war coming on, the lines are being drawn. 'Cause even when I came home, I seen that just how people mentalities were. So the fight has to be, everything has to be done strategically if we know that. You know what I'm saying? If we know, like, from going through revolutions or whatever, you study your enemy. So you know what they're doing. You know what they're about. You know how they plan 20, 30, 40, 50 years in advance, have certain things set up. So it's like, all right, what do we actually do? What do we actually do? You know what I'm saying? So it's about taking small steps, not just small steps, but using the power that we actually have. Because certain things they can't stop, regardless of what. Regardless of what they do, they're not going to be able to stop. I mean, that's what we have to be mindful of. Also, our particular power, our individual power, and then most importantly, our collective power. I mean, now once we realize that, it's over.
Right.
It's over once you realize that. But you're gonna keep going because this will go hard. You will go. You get what's his name, Salaudeen, round up, started and going. We keep going. We about to end out though.
Can I don't Moshe, one thing, and I
Go
just
ahead, my brother. I apologize. Excuse me.
Not to cause I'm looking at the chats, and you guys want to be ignorant. That's cool, because I just want to address your ignorance for 1 second, and you have to understand the platform you on. I said this earlier on my show. Hancho is a wolf. That is what he does. He is a goon. He is in goon mode. Does WeLockedN look like a bunch of goons? Do they look like they subscribe to goonerism? Does Saladin, you guys know me. Am I up here on goon time? No. So understand your demographics and your audience. The reason they have not done what you guys are asking for is because this is not a shit show for you guys. See, you guys are the problem. Let me talk to y'all for a second. You guys are the problem. The same ones that's out there asking for the Coliseum War. Yo, bring them up, bring them up. That's not what the show is about. We not here for a Coliseum War. Right? Only so that later on y'all can say, yo, it never had to go like that, man. This is what I'm talking about. Nah, y'all the hypocrites. So watch your tongue. Everybody out there that's calling everybody else a hypocrite, everybody's a grown man up here. So there's no need. If somebody says somebody's name, immediately I gotta come to their defense and say, yo. No. Somebody's gonna say something about somebody else and they address it. This WeLockedN has never, that's not what this platform is about. So I don't know why y'all seem surprised. Yo, this is not a Coliseum. They trying to bring people together. If you're not here to see that, I don't know what to say.
Jamel Saladin, thank you for your comment. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said, do not entertain the ignorant. I changed my life a lot, bro. I'm really a good guy right now, and
straight up.
Listen, thank you for that, Jamel Saladin, because that's not even, listen to me, it's not even worth entertaining, bro. We here to talk our talk. We here to do the things that we're trying to do, which is uplift, bring people together. Thank you for that, man. I'm truly honored to even have the opportunity to be alive, breathing. I'm thankful for that. I don't take nothing for granted. I'm here with, Mikey B and KK, man. We came home, man. We were just sitting in Shawanga Correctional Facility. I'm sitting with Mikey B. We talking about what we was going to do when we came out here. I'm sitting with KK in the mosque on the rug. We was talking about what we was going to do when we came out here. I'm helping him put together his non-for-profit. He helping me with my LLC. We going back and forth. Bro, I'm so locked in terms of what my plan and goal is and what theirs is. These are individuals who I've known. So I'm just focused. And if it concerns their interests and their livelihood, they know they got me full throttle. Anything outside of that, I don't even entertain. I've been through some tough stuff, and this ain't it. This is TV here. But we want to thank Hassan Campbell, man, because we truly appreciate you taking the time out, man, of your schedule, my brother, man, for pulling up. And we really appreciate that, brother, man. Thank you so much. We say that to everybody that came up here. When Blue Boy came home, he blessed us, man. Just anybody in particular who feels like coming up here, man, will be of benefit. So we truly appreciate you taking that time out. And like my brother Mikey B stated from the beginning, we had a mission, we had a goal in regards to pushing this credibility conversation further. And by gracing us with your presence, man, you helped us out tremendously, man. And we truly appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much, you heard. Thank you, man.
Yeah, just keep I'm gonna check in because I never really got a chance to look at you brothers. You know what I mean? Your energy's cool. You know what I mean? Respectable, whatever the case may be. I could give y'all some tips on, you know what I mean, just how to maneuver through, through YouTube and focus on the village, the villagers. There's more villagers than, you know what I mean? The dudes our age, we can't do nothing with them. There's nothing we can do. It's like what the Prophet Muhammad says, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. When you get to the age of 40, the bridge of life, and your bad deeds is overweighing your good deeds, we can't help you. This is who and where you want to be. Some people is attracted to the dark side. We have to focus on the people that don't know there's a way out or there's another path or that you could just elevate and mature and be the grown version of yourself. Remember, it's all about that last dragon glow. You know what I mean? And sometimes it takes a man to activate that glow in a young man. They're going to look at us and see how we walk. They're not going to listen to just to how we talk. They're going to look at how we walk. That's why when I get into argument with certain dudes and stuff like that, I break it down to them real simple. You want to know what I'm doing as a man? Life is about man, woman, and child. My wife don't have to pay no bills around here. As a man, when I got on my feet, I take care of all the responsibilities. When I get extra and I got money to spend, I give them the type of life that a woman deserves, that my children deserve. Everything starts at home. Once we start doing that, our next door neighbors is going to watch. They're going to mimic. They're going to watch. They're going to see us. They're going to see us. We can sell people all types of bullshit that we want to sell them throughout the internet, but it's all on how you walk. Everybody sit up there and say, yo, he can't go back to the hood. He can't do this. The main objective, if you can't change the hood, is to get the hell out.
To get out the hood, that's a fact.
To raise your children in the hood, and you have the means to get them out of there, it's child abuse. A child should not have to feel like he's in danger going to school, to the Board of Education. Children cannot go to parks. If I take you to the parks up here and I show you how these kids live, you wouldn't even understand it. People take their garbage out on garbage day. The garbage men come and pick the garbage up. It's not rats running all over the place. There's no shootouts going on here. I come from Bronx River Projects, a home of legendary dudes.
Hey,
and
yo.
it's like,
Hey, yo, check it out, Hassan. They saying that you're going to be talking about us when you leave, you heard? Let me tell you something.
What I'm going to do is,
if
I'm
you
going to enjoy.
If you hear us say something that we should be talked about, and we up here, everybody's going to talk about us.
What I'm going to say is,
everybody's going to check us.
I'm going to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I had a chance to have a decent conversation with grown men and decent dudes, and I enjoyed this conversation. You know what I mean? I enjoyed the build. I enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed the fact that I see, now that I actually spoke to you, brothers, that your energy doesn't come off as if like when I jumped out the window and I respond to the video, because I've been attacked so much, automatically I'm on a defense. And sometimes it just gets up under your skin, especially when I hear like, okay, you got legendary brothers that come from the same cloth that I come from, that put all this time in, all this pain in. Some of you brothers is well respected. I'm not going to respond to just anybody. When I respond to a brother, I'm responding to brothers that actually paved the way and been through a lot where people know you brothers. So if you say something, people are listening. If I say something, I understand the power of my tongue. I have millions of people listening to me. Facts. So now that I had a chance to actually sit down and talk to brothers and deal on a adult level, I enjoyed the conversation. I don't feel like this was a waste of my time.
So
now the people in the comment section, remember what I always said. The one thing, and I'm gonna tell y'all this before we close out, right? What I learned in YouTube is that you don't have no friends. You have to watch out from the moderators. And I'll give you an example. One of the moderators that jumped, he's a moderator for everybody. Wax Dog. Wax Dog's supposed to be blood. At one point in time, I thought this dude was my dude. Cleaning up my comment section. I'm sending the dude money. This dude was running with another dude. They both got my house raided. The video was SWAT came in my house. All types of machine guns. had me outside the house, my autistic daughter trapped inside the house. This is what they did. These dudes sat up there and called on child welfare on me, wax dog. You see what I'm saying? Sinetta tried to warn me in the beginning. These dudes are agents. You don't know them. Do not befriend them. These dudes that's mods that's coming, that's all up in everybody's comment section. Some people get paid to keep confusion going. Some of these dudes get paid to keep confusion going. I have dudes that I gave that you think is your friends. I give them wrenches in my comment section and they block the people that donate. Sometimes it's best not to give nobody a wrench unless you know that person in real life, in real time, and you can go sit down in their living room. There are no friends on the internet. You don't know who's the agent. Yeah. And when you end out a conversation in a positive way, they got something negative to say in the conversation because their job is to sway your mind, to keep us going at each other. They don't want us sitting up there saying the simple word of peace. Assalamu alaikum. That is a universal greeting of peace. They don't want you to end out on that note. They want us to sit up there and think that we got to be on eggshells with each other. We don't have to be like that with each other. And always remember that the young boys is watching us, and some of these grown men are young boys too. So they're going to absorb the negative energy or the positive energy. And I think we did a good job tonight. And shout out to Trife Gangster, because I only use Trife as shout out to Trife Gangster. I only used him as an example of what the government is doing when they pay and they sponsoring for gangs that they hate. Remember, every last one of us are on a terrorist list. We are on a terrorist watch list. So with that being said, you know what I mean? Peace and blessings to everybody out there, man.
I like it, man. You already know, man. Find freedom in you.
Yo,
thank just reminded me. The brother Musa, he just reminded me. Hey, we gotta.
Oh yeah, we gotta go off for Salat right now. That's a fact.
Everybody else say the same thing. Get
my wife just came out here like, yo, what time we praying? Like it's time to go. Yo, listen, man. Y'all already know we locked in, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, everybody that's in the chat. Whether or not we agree with what you're saying, whether or not we don't agree with what you're saying, your comments, they mean something. It is what it is. We can't stop people for saying what they want to say, and this is what the chat is for. Everybody has their own opinion. Thank you for Hassan Campbell for pulling up, man, gracing us with your image.
Thank you, bro.
Jamel Saladin, thank you for pulling up, man, being the voice of reason for us. To my brothers Mikey B and KK. And listen, man, hit the like button, subscribe, man. Like I say, man, share with somebody who you might have influence.
We're gonna have some more of these conversations, Hoss. We're gonna have some more of these conversations, bro.
You never know.
Bro, definitely hit me up in my DM so we can exchange numbers.
I got you, bro. Yeah, we definitely gonna link up. But this
all right, y'all brothers have a good night, man.
This ain't the last time y'all gonna see us. We here, bro. We out here working. Great line, great show. Jamel Saladin, great show. Peace to y'all. Peace, bro.
Man. Peace. Peace.